Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy Austin Ward. My good buddy Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery is joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Taberry here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only two guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
We are looking live at Ohio State. Scarlet and gray, a practice field at the Woody Hayes, and away we go. Bo and the boys for the next three. Paul Finebaum, 10:30. Ryan Day is going to drop by at 11 o'clock. This was about 15 minutes ago. They played Carmen, Ohio, over the loudspeaker. And as you walk into this thing, and we've said it for many times, Ohio State football is the warm blanket on the state. You walk into this thing, and you are awash in nostalgia. You hear that song, you see the familiar faces, you see these faces that you've seen if you're me and you've been around this program for nearly 20 years now, people that you have known, who have become friends, and you see them and you see that team run out, and you see Julian Sand and Lincoln Keenholz on the far end of the field, and you see the offensive players in the scarlet and the defensive players in the white over gray, and you go, away we go. And if you can't get emotional about it, if you can't get jacked up about it, if you don't have goosebumps running down your back right now, I can't help you, because this, kids, is real right now. Reese, this is when it hit you. Like, you'd say to yourself, are you ready for football season? Well, all of a sudden you walk in here and all those things happen, and you're damn right you're ready for football season.
30 days from now, Ohio State's going to host Texas, and it does feel like, let's just kick that off tomorrow. Being around this program all my life, it is the one thing of anything you look the most forward to. Is everybody asks everybody, everywhere they go almost, when does football season begin?
That's right.
And who are going to be some of the main players for this Ohio State football season? That's a question that's been asked almost since the dawn of Columbus.
Yep.
Who's starting at quarterback for Ohio State? What are the Buckeyes going to do? How do you think Ohio State's going to be this season? And it is an incredible job. When I always talk about like the state of this program and how as a Buckeye fan you should feel it is in good hands, I look out and see the kind of warm embrace that the fans are giving the program, but vice versa, the program's giving the fans. When you had the players come out and you heard them exit the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, come onto this field, just how much they leaned into embracing these fans that have come out for practice.
Oh, that's right.
Will never not be incredible to me to see.
They've done such a spectacular job, and Ryan deserves a lot of credit for it. Guys like Jerry Emig deserve a lot of credit for it. Guys like Chris Quinn deserves a lot of credit for it. There's a million people, Pantoni, all of them, the assistants, all of them. But they've done an incredible job of keeping what is sacred about this program sacred, and also adjusting and evolving with the times. What we are doing here right now, Reese, this is an NFL training camp.
Yep.
That's what this is. I just did this yesterday in Berea. This is the exact same thing. Is you bring the fans. Now there's an NIL component to it. There's an access point to it. The idea to do this is a lottery ticket that they have done. The kids are coming tomorrow. They're so jacked to be able to come to this thing. The access that the folks that are here have, and I thought I saw this morning there were still some tickets. I saw on social there's still some tickets for tomorrow and the weekend. Gobble them up. This access, if you are one of those folks who 15 years ago, they used to do the open practice at the shoe.
Yep.
And you'd see people lined up, to try to get the autographs. You'd have 20,000 in there. This isn't that. This is a very intimate display. And it is very much, use the word warm embrace. That's what it feels like. It's all of those things. And I just can't tell you how cool this is. I mean, we're running some Skelly over there right now. They got some 11-on-11s just doing like dropbacks. Julian took the first snap. We always say all the pieces matter. I guess away we go. We're 3 minutes into this thing, and we got this. There's Caleb Downs out there, Jeremiah Smith, and Julian's the quarterback, and we're going to take some snaps. And I mean, you want to talk about giving the people what they want. Ryan Day does so right out of the gates.
Yeah, this is the ultimate community connector, right? Ohio State football, again, since the dawn of Columbus. And the idea that you can see these guys out here running practice is only the smartest idea in the world. I always just wonder, I've been doing this, for the last year, like, why aren't other schools embracing their fan base the way that Ohio State's done this? And we'll
monetizing it too. I mean, let's say
so there's
that part out
the
loud,
component,
that's
as
part
we
of it
have different activations out here with different sponsors of this program. Like, why wouldn't you want to, if you're Nebraska, do something like this? And there are 20 of our most interesting programs later this program. Why isn't Nebraska doing something like this? Or we talked with Florida State yesterday, like, hey, if you need some NIL and you're going to have to go to your fan base, this is one of those ways to do it. Because everybody in bars, at the water cooler, are talking about who the quarterback's going to be. Well, if you're a fan of this program, you can come out and you can kind of see for yourself, put eyeballs on the guys that are going to be competing for the starting job and see, well, I saw how Julian looked yesterday, but damn, Lincoln can sling it.
I mean, this is what you're seeing right now.
Right. We get to put eyes on this.
We are 5 minutes into practice. They blew the whistle to start this thing, and you have the number one defense and the number one offense. Now, they're not in pads. They're not going full speed.
No.
Hell, they're not even going 50%. They're going 20. But what you're getting is all of your heroes running through their plays. And Julian's going first, and all he's doing is taking snaps and then kind of flicking it out. Now they'll go the number 2 offensive line comes in, and those guys come in, and Lincoln goes with these guys. But that was Caleb Downs back there, and that was Julian, and that was C.J. Donaldson wearing that 12, and it's away you go. It's actually Tavian St. Clair who's going to go right here, the freshman from Bellefontaine, 5-star quarterback. They all are here. But now he's going to go and get a little bit of work here. So this is an incredibly effective use of the thing that I'm talking about, the perfect blend of nostalgia and timelessness with the modernization of college football and where it's headed and where it already is.
Yep.
And this is one of the things that they've done here. And I'm going to ask Paul about this, too, because I remember a year ago we were here and we had him on this Thursday, and I said, I want to tell you where we're at right now. And his reaction to that was, they're doing what? And I'm curious if any of the other SEC programs or any of the other big programs have done this, because to do an NFL training camp on the first day of practice and then to do it like this, it's undefeated. I mean, it truly is. So I think this is groundbreaking stuff, and it's awesome to see as this thing goes along. It's crazy to see Tavian St. Clair out there, man. You think about how life comes at you quick.
Yeah.
You're the quarterback at Bellefontaine a year ago, and now here you are 5 minutes into your first practice at Ohio State, and you're taking snaps.
I mean, think for a lot of these guys, their first time actually practicing with think of Bo Atkinson.
Right.
A year ago, he was preparing for North Carolina and ACC football.
Yeah.
Today, he's out there in a white uniform, gray pants, preparing for Texas in 30 days. I mean, all of so many of these guys, they go from one big event to the biggest event.
Oh, biggest, yeah. I mean, you think about Max Clare, who we think is going to be
even Will Kazmarek.
For sure, yeah. You think, going to be a big, big part of what we think they do offensively. And away you go on this thing. I mean, it's awesome, and we're so privileged to be able to be out here and doing it. Bake, we miss you. We miss your presence. We miss your scent. But boy, this is a scene, buddy, out here.
I love you guys, but today I might hate you. I have some serious,
well, maybe tomorrow too.
Some serious FOMO going on in this studio right now.
Yeah, it's probably should have waited, give you a break to kind of fully take it all in, buddy.
I don't know if that would help.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to be hyperbolic. It is, but they're just kind of it's a walk.
But it's football.
But it's football.
It doesn't matter what they're doing. They've got helmets on. You've got coaches that names you know. Oh, and we didn't even mention that they're the defending national champions.
That's correct. Attacking national champions, I believe, is what Ryan Day's trying to call them.
It's a good phrase.
But like I guess the point here is you're not getting stretching out of the gates. You're getting ones, and we're walking through, and away we go. There's going to be a pace to this. The way I understand it, this is going to be a very quick practice, so Ryan Day will join us. My hunch is that will be sometime right after 11, around 11:15 is kind of my guess on where that goes. It's such an interesting spot being a defending national champion. And I think about 15. And you think about that team and brought everybody back. And I've always said about that team in 15, and Tyvis and I have talked about it a lot, and him and Brother Bone did a great show this morning. Bob and Tito as well on the 10 TV Plus. It was so cool to kind of monitor all that all morning. But the other thing I was going to say is the 15 team, I thought Urban coached with tremendous obligation. It felt like he owed Braxton Miller to make him a wide receiver. It felt like he owed Cardale Jones to be the starter. It felt like he owed Ezekiel Elliott 25 carries. All of those, it just felt that there was obligation to it, that it was almost drudgery. I don't know if they had any fun. That team was not particularly impressive all season long. They never really played to their talent. They kind of got through it. We kept waiting for them to hit another gear. I think this is going to be very different because of all the new faces. They're not running it back. They're not. The heart and soul of this team is gone. If you think about, even just think about the guys that were represented at Media Days. Jeremiah Smith's 19 years old. Is Caleb Downs 20?
Maybe.
I mean, like they're, these are Sonny, his 20s in his fourth year because he came early, but this is a new team. So I think when Ryan says we're not defending champs, we're attacking champs, that's what he means. There isn't really any carryover from last season. There's a little bit, and the culture's here, and the brotherhood's here, and there's all of that. But it isn't Joey Bosa and Zeke Elliott and Tyvis Powell and J.T. Barrett and Cardale Jones. It's not that. There aren't those returners. There aren't. So they're starting over in a lot of places, and, of course, most especially at quarterback. Quarterback's on the far field now, just getting their arms warmed up a little bit. Obviously, most of the eyes will be down there. So it'll be right now kind of the way they're lined up is Julian, then Lincoln, and then Tavian kind of is third in that mix. So that's the way that's going right now. There's going to be a lot of fun here painting the pictures of this camp. We'll be here for the next 3 hours doing it. Go around the world in sports, keep you updated here. This is awesome. We're at the Woody Hayes, Ohio State practice number 1, 2025, defending national champs, attacking a national championship. We're off and running. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Yep, with over 15 years replacing windows in the Columbus region, Window Nation knows what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you. And right now, you can get 50% off all window styles plus no interest until 2030. That's right, 0 interest for 5 whole years. Even better, you can take advantage of the best deal of the year while getting 1-day installation with Window Nation. Call 866-90-NATION today or visit windownation.com for your free quote.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, our full line of Tyson Fresh Chicken is on sale. Select varieties are buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024,
CARE was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Hey, Ohio, don't wait. The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the butter cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
The first half of the day will see scattered showers and thunderstorms, some with heavy downpours, otherwise mostly cloudy skies, and cooler with highs only getting into the upper 70s. The second half of the day, overnight, partly cloudy skies, blows down into the 60s. And then Friday, we are much cooler, highs only getting into the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Taking the art of sports radio and day drinking to a whole new level. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are, and broadcasting live today and tomorrow at Ohio State Open Practices. It's an NFL training camp is what it is, guys. I mean, that's as simple as put. 500,000 fans or so. I don't know what the actual number is.
1.7 million.
1.3 million, it might be that. But they're lined up, and they're on the two practice fields here, going through some stretching right now and getting going in the pursuit of defending a national championship. That is the objective here. The roadmap for it is as brutal as ever. We'll have Ryan on in the third hour, and one of the things I want to ask him is, what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about preparing a team? Obviously, it all worked, but what did you change anything with your approach from a year ago to this year in terms of how to go about your business here? Because everyone was learning on the fly last year, and obviously they executed it better than anybody else, Reese, in order to win a national championship. But what lessons can he apply to this year? I think it'll be fascinating.
Yeah, they were the final team at the top through 16 games, but this year you almost want to play in 17 because that would mean Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship. Yeah. That was not something that they had done last year. And so, the lessons learned everywhere in how to properly prepare a team to play Texas on August 30th, but then to withstand the rigors of that 17-game season that they want to at least play in. Because Ryan Day said it a bunch of times, they can't just go into the waiver wire and pick up guys off the street. This has to be the team they have now has got to be the team they have until January 19th when the national championship game is played, which still blows my mind as we sit here July 31st.
Oh, my God, dude.
That is the football season, and that is the ask to Summit College football's mountaintop.
Yeah, we had a tweet yesterday. We'll get into it coming up here at 9:30 on if we were the commissioners of college football, what would we do? That's on the list of compressing this schedule and getting it done in a more orderly fashion, starting earlier if you need to.
But right now, that's it. You have to go through.
That's it.
You've got to make that long slog. And, boy, you never want to say that the injuries might have benefited that team last year, but the fact that they had to reshuffle that offensive line so many times and kind of figure out their depth, getting Quinshawn Judkins from the transfer portal, helped them tremendously, keeping Travion healthy for an entire season. But just those little things that were learned last year unintentionally, do they pull those into this year? Also understanding we're going to learn a lot more on the fly in year 2 of this expanded college football playoff. Oh, and then next year they might do 16.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think for this year, for this Ohio State team, this kind of goes back to the point I was talking about in the first segment. Like, this is a brand new team.
Yep.
This identity has to be built. You ask. I always think to myself, all right, how are they going to go about their business? What's the identity of this team? Last year, as we were sitting here, you knew they had Will Howard, and you knew about 20 minutes into that practice that he was going to be the guy, and you knew that they had those backs. And so you said, well, what do you think Ohio State's going to be? And you said, well, I think they're going to bludgeon people with those two backs. Will Howard's going to have some RPO game. And if this kid number 4 is as good as everybody says, maybe he's an every once in a while deep threat. You knew you had a pro in Emeka Buka. I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't. This could be a team.
And they probably don't either.
I think they got it.
They have a better idea than we do right now.
Yeah, I think they probably, in their mind's eye, this is what we think it'll look like if we're successful. But wildly unproven in the tailback room. Wildly talented, for sure, but unproven. Saying if it is him, and it feels like he's the front runner, but we know that this competition is still wide open. We don't know how he's going to respond in the fire. We haven't seen it. No, they haven't. Nobody has. And so what does that look like? And so I think when you talk about 30 days from Texas, the team that we see in 30 days is entirely different than we see in the Michigan game.
Yep.
I mean, this team is going to grow in ways. Bacon, you always bring up that point, too, when you talk about last year, that last year's team really didn't ever play as we thought it would, even in the Penn State game, until Tennessee.
Yeah, it seemed like there was just some kind of, I don't know if cloud's the right word, but cloud or pressure, or there was just something on this team all year where you didn't really see them let loose. And again, who knows if they had to lose to Michigan to win the national championship. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it sure was like, well, we got nowhere to go but up from here. And they just played in those last 4 games. They just played free and loose like we haven't seen an Ohio State team do in a long time.
Well, they were aggressive in those 4 games.
Yeah.
And you can be aggressive when you have a confidence in your identity. To your point, the identity of this team, well, yeah, there's 4-2. What about everybody else? How aggressive can you be? How much confidence can you realistically have with 30 days between now and the opener against not a MAC school?
Yeah, and I mean, that's offense and defense.
Yep.
We don't know what Matt Patricia's going to be like. And he was on this morning with Morning Juice, and it's everything that he does passes the sound test. It all sounds great. It was such a surprising hire.
Yeah.
Really. But we don't know what type of wrinkles he will bring to an Ohio State defense. We don't know what Brian Hartline's rhythm as a play caller will be. We've often said that Ryan Day is a rhythmic play caller, that there was a rhythm to everything that he did. This makes sense based off of what was happening earlier in the game. He's elite at that, which is why I really never wanted him to give it up until it was somebody like Chip or before that, Bill O'Brien. But when you look at the roster offensively, to me, this feels like a pass-first offense. So that's why when we had Jake Trotter on yesterday, and he goes, who's your pick to win the national title? And I said, if you were listening yesterday, and if you weren't, I'll reiterate. I said, well, let me see these 2 quarterbacks throw.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the way that this team is built, what it feels like to me is let's sling it around a little bit. I mean, Julian's saying if it is him, or even if it's Kienholz, whatever, they just are different stylistically. They're both incredibly talented. Julian probably has as quick a release as I've ever seen. And, folks, if you're looking for a college football doppelganger for him, to me, it's Bryce Young. I think that's size-wise, release-wise, all of it. Smart, seeing it. Julian is not proven on that stage, but that's what he reminds me of as a prospect, is kind of the ultimate point guard with the ultimate quick release. Arm is lively. So when I look at I think that's what it's going to be, just because I don't know these backs as well. And so I think offensively the identity of this team is going to be fascinating as the season goes along.
And I do think their portal acquisitions in the offseason would also point to that. You get Max Clare from Purdue, or you get C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia. He comes in, if he's dropping 20 pounds, so less of a hammer than what he was with the Mountaineers.
Right.
And maybe that factors into a backfield passing attack, what you had, with Travion Henderson. But Turbo Rogers, James Peoples, what kind of running backs are they going to be in this kind of an offense? I agree with your point on the pass game. I think that's, stylistically what they want to do. It helps keep tempo, especially in the Big Ten. It helps keep defenses on their heels. And that's, in that loss last year, that's what Ohio State backed away from. And then they lean into it in the national championship game, and you saw the 4 greatest games played by an Ohio State team.
Yeah. And so all of those things are being forged here right now. They're going through some sprints as they're getting warmed up here. So what we've seen so far right out of the gate's really cool. I mean, they served it up to us. Was a little 11-on-11 walkthrough with the ones versus the ones, twos versus twos, and so forth. They've done some stretching over there. Now they're doing some sprints just to get warmed up. And then away we'll go. And we'll continue to paint the pictures on all of that. And Major League Baseball, I'll give you guys a minute.
Yes.
Major League Baseball trade deadline today. Go.
I'm not prepared for the Guardians to deal Stephen Kwan.
Yep.
But I would imagine that happens sometime this afternoon. Shane Bieber's probably gone. It was interesting, Baker, I know the Reds acquired Ke'Bryan Hayes, 2023 Golden Glove winner at the third base from the Pirates. And right now, Hayes is the 4th highest paid player on the Reds roster at $7 million a year. But it's exciting to see the Reds making moves.
are going for it, Bake.
It's pretty crazy because last year Ken Griffey Jr. was the 4th highest paid player on the roster, but that deal ran out. Listen, it's still a pretty cheap contract. He's not the thumper that you wanted, right? Because he's struggling at the plate this year, and I think he's just a .254 career hitter with not a lot of power. But this is a guy that's one of the best defensive players in the game, if not the best, over at third base. And we know Terry Francona loves the defensive side of the thing. He keeps running Santiago Espinal out there all the time because of his defense. This also moves Noelvi Marte probably to the outfield full-time. So maybe you can get a better use of him. Maybe he'll be a little more free, not thinking about defense, and that'll open up his bat. It sounds like the Reds might not be done, though. They added a starting pitcher last night. That means maybe Nick Martinez can go to the bullpen. Sounds like the Reds might be looking to add still. So kind of exciting to be a Reds fan right now, and you don't usually get to say that.
You guys got dangerously close to too much.
Walk the line.
Right on the edge.
Walk the line.
Right on the edge of too much.
Just real quick, when you heard the news, I know, just real quick, hear me out. When you heard the news Shohei Ohtani left yesterday's game in the 4th inning, as a Dodgers fan, you felt what?
Well, I
saw panic on the timeline.
As an old Dodgers fan,
sure.
I mean, I still.
Well, you can go to the parade when they win it all this year.
That's true. Yeah, I can do that. I honestly, what I thought is, why are they pitching him? Like, what are we doing? They just won the World Series without him pitching. I'm sure that's what he wants to do.
Yep.
But it's at the same time, it's like, I get it, but at the same time, like. Then my natural reaction was, why are they pitching him? So then you worry about shoulders and elbows and all that stuff. Any number of things.
Just cramps. Yeah. It's hot out there. Just cramps.
Boy, we got to get Meredith on this. Like, we got to have her on. I got to have somebody on from 10 TV meteorology department and just talk me through the absurdity of this summer weather, because it's been nuts how humid it has been. All right, we had a tweet yesterday about fixing college football. I had I had somebody else reach out yesterday and nominate me to be the commissioner of college football. Yes. Well, it happened on social, so it must be true.
Yes.
Groundswell of momentum for this. So we will go through some of that and continue to paint your pictures here. We are live day one Ohio State football practice is underway. They are breaking off into individual drills. We'll continue to paint those pictures and try to administer real change that we would like to see in college football in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Irish Adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the U.S., drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Thursday edition of the program, broadcasting live at Ohio State.
Do we have to
practice
move?
Day one. They just moved the offensive lineman right in front of us.
They're bringing the sled. Are they bringing it this way?
They're doing it right in front of us. I mean, it's really cool to see. So they're popping the sled. I mean, this is such a brilliant idea. The access that fans are getting right now is, I just don't know if you'd ever have this type of access in any other way as a Buckeye fan. I mean, this is such a premium experience to be sitting there on the rails, or in this instance, amongst. I mean, like, there is nothing separating the fans from the offensive line hitting the sled right now. Nothing.
I mean, you pop that pad and there's sweat on it. That sweat's going on to the fans. That's how close they are to this.
They're right there, yeah. So that's happening right in front of us. And then on the field, it's kind of adjacent. You have the quarterbacks going through their work, just going through their warm-up a little bit right now. One thing that's been no big deal to be made about it. Don't go nuts, but so far and I pay attention to all of these things. I did this last year when it was Devin and Will, and I'll do it here now. And Ryan postgame, I'm sure, will be asked, and we'll probably ask him, was there anything to the order of the quarterbacks? And he'll say, no, there's nothing. Tomorrow it'll be Lincoln first. But for what it's worth, it's been Julian first in all of the stuff so far. Now, that's not much. I mean, we're just talking about who's taking the first snap or who's running out with the ones to do a walkthrough or who goes first in a warm-up, and it's been number 10 has been the first one through on all of those things.
I mean, I just go back to when they had a quarterback room last January and Julian hits the portal, and they bring him into a crowded room. Like, you already had Will, and Will was the presumptive guy, to battle Devin for the quarterback spot. And they said, oh, Julian's out there. Well, let's see what we can get for him.
The way I understand that, too, is that was a very serious, considered conversation. Because not only did you have Will and Devin at the top, you had Lincoln, who Ryan loves him. You also had Aaron Noland, who was in your class, the lefty, who's now at South Carolina. He was there, too. And you say to yourself, we like all these guys. We've built relationships with all these guys. We've recruited these guys for a reason. They're all 4 or 5-star guys. And so it's not just Julian's talent. that will speak for itself. You see him throw
It's undeniable.
No, it's just watching him from over there, like the way he flips his hips, like it's a quarterback master class as a young player. Like he just looks like kind of everything you'd want. Again, think Bryce Young. I just keep coming back to it because that's what he looks like to me. But it also had to be a personality fit too, because going into that room, a kid who was already at Alabama, right? He was already there. And then the Saban stuff happens, he becomes available. So that's a very considered, measured conversation that took place on the staff in terms of like, are we sure we want to do this? Because, God, we really like these guys. But his combination of personality and talent made it something that it's one of those things you just couldn't say no, and you had to say, well, let's go get him.
And because the trust is so there with the coaching staff, if they're going to pick a quarterback, you trust that that's the right guy in a room of guys that could all probably be the right guy.
Yeah.
You have confidence in both Lincoln and in Julian to have the talent and probably after camp the command and the operation of Ohio State's offense to go out there and be competitive against Texas. But I do want to see, and I'd like to hear, obviously, and when Ryan joins us, maybe there's a little bit you can glean from the first day of practice, who took command of the huddle the best, because I think that's going to be the separator. It's not me saying, I'm not breaking any damn news here. The coaches have been saying that. But forever, it's the guy that can take command of that huddle the best is going to have the edge in this, because they're all talent. The grass is green. Water is wet. Ohio State's quarterbacks are as talented as any in the country.
Yeah.
All of them.
The third guy is a 5-star who's a number 4 prospect in the country.
Everybody
True
wanted.
freshman.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted. So, and I know, Bake, you've been a big Tavian guy, and I'll just tell you, like, so he was going third, so it went San, and then Keenholz, and then Tavian, and you can just tell, I just can't wait to see what Tavian St. Clair is in, like, 2 years. Because the polish of just simple mechanical footwork, hips spinning, all of the things that Julian and Lincoln are acing. And again, this is just warm-up stuff, but they are so polished, and I can't imagine what that kid's going to look like in 2 years.
It's crazy to think that this kid never had a quarterback coach outside of Bell Fountain Youth Football and Bell Fountain Middle School and High School coaching.
How great is that?
Before he signed on the dotted line with Ohio State. And I just go back to last year, we had their game against London here on the Fan, and DeVere Posey was out there, and he said he's just got that bounce. He's just got something about him, one of those things that you can't teach, right? And now that he's with a Ryan Day, he's with a Brian Hartline, he's with, the offensive coaches there at Ohio State. And as you mentioned, they can tweak and work on those finer points, tune those up a little bit. This guy has all the athletic ability. He's the biggest of the three, and Lincoln Keenholz is a pretty big guy.
Big dude, yeah.
And Tavian St. Clair is much bigger than him. There's a lot to like about the future and I believe he's wearing number 9. Is that correct?
Yep.
There's a lot to like about the future for number 9.
Johnny Utah, right? Didn't Johnny Utah?
That sounds right.
Was Johnny Utah a 9?
Yeah.
At least they sell a 9 jersey for Johnny
Don't
Utah.
go talking about football movies yet now.
Oh, yeah, that's coming. Yeah, I was listening this morning. I'm going, what is Bone talking about? Only 3 good football movies. I mean, come on.
I mean, I feel that feels like a thing like I would hear from, no offense, Baker, but you, who doesn't watch television shows. Like, has Bone only seen 3 football movies then, if that's the case?
Is that it? He's only seen 3.
I'm like, what was the upbringing like there? Cause,
I feel attacked.
Well, look.
You're vulnerable.
I don't want to be mean about
Float
this,
around.
but you talk to your parents. Like, if the only football movies you've seen are 3, everybody's seen Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Most have probably seen Jerry Maguire. But, like, as a kid, were you watching Air Bud, Golden Receiver?
Right. That's right. All right, I got this yesterday from Huddy Hot Takes. In the spirit of the conference talk from the show this week, he writes parenthetically, good job out of you. You get elected as college football commissioner with full autonomy to do whatever you want in college football. What changes to the conference alignment to the postseason are you making? It's so interesting because Beamsy asked me this last night as he was playing the video game. He's like, if you could, because we were talking about, because we just had Castricone on, and he had the comments. That still shook me. Like, I mentioned it every day since he was on, but, like, Toad's a friend. He was on the Fan, started here, voice of the Huskies, just awesome career arc, all of it. Just really proud of him, happy for him. But when he talked about this travel,
Insane. Just insane.
It is. And Beamsy was playing Ohio State versus Washington out in Seattle, and we were talking. I said, boy, that's an awesome venue. I'd love to be able to go to that game, so forth, so on. And he goes, well, Dad, if you were the commissioner, what would you do? And, the more you think about it, much of what we used to do all worked. And it's really a shame that there wasn't more dialogue between these conference commissioners, because the more I think about it, I think instead of a Power 5, probably even a Power 6 would have been the sweet spot.
Regionally based
Power 6 with an ACC group truly along the Atlantic coast, a true Southeastern Conference, probably a Southwestern Conference, because all of a sudden, if it's Texas and Texas A&M and SMU, and you have that group of teams in the Southwestern Conference, the old Big Eight.
Yep.
There's your fourth. That can get bigger or not if they want to get to a 12. You'd have to go through and pick which schools you'd want. I definitely would relegate some of these. I would kick Rutgers and Maryland out in a second. They're gone. I'd send them back to their rightful places. And then you bring the Pac-12 and the Big Ten into it, and you truly had what made this so special. And I do think, despite the incredible popularity that we continue to enjoy in the sport we love the most, that it has lost and will continue to lose incrementally every year that regionalism that I think made it so special. Our guys up here are better than your guys down there. That conversation is it's still there, but it's gonna start to recede a little bit, especially if either the SEC or the Big Ten ever go into each other's territory.
And it does feel like it's less and less SEC versus Big Ten.
Yeah.
It's like just Ohio State versus Alabama, or Ohio State versus Georgia, or Ohio State versus Texas. And so I do think your point's salient about having that relegation. I would also, if elected commissioner, and nobody should ever elect me for anything, good luck. I won't actually run for anything, knowing like my qualifications are very well.
At some point.
That I'll win, just
landslide.
Name
recognition.
Bags of money. But I would make this thing. Look, you're breaking college football, in my opinion, away from the rest of college athletics.
Yeah.
They're two different things. We need to stop acting like this is the same thing. So now that you've broken away college football, you can avoid Title IX restrictions. You can avoid lawyers. You can at least avoid lawyers a little bit. In the model, you have your regional conferences, your regional big boys, and then you've got that group of 5 as a secondary league.
Mm-hmm.
And in this system that I'm proposing, the playoffs there for both, and the winner and the semifinalists for the group of 5 league, they can be promoted if they so choose, if they so desire, to go up and try to like a Cincinnati one year.
Yeah.
Or like an SMU, or pick the team. With that being said, if you go like 2-7 in your conference, you're going down to the group of 5.
Yep.
Goodbye Purdue, goodbye Rutgers. Now there's a chance you can come back up if you want to be serious about your football operation, and everybody can share in the big pot of money.
There are so many things that we can't, that this sport can't be, and unfortunately we can't go back and right the wrongs of what's happened. What will be critical, and we're going to get into this a little bit coming up next and continue to paint the pictures at Ohio State Camp Day 1. What we can do is work with what we've got, and there are some no-brainer things that need to be done that can be addressed very, very simply and very easily, even in the current climate where very little work together. In addition to that, Dan Wetzel with some thoughts on the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, and perhaps, in his opinion, do the Buckeyes take this thing too seriously? We will get to all of that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Jerry, I've made a decision.
Aaron, are you giving away free services again?
Well, yeah. How did you know?
I haven't been able to quit thinking about your AC piggy bank.
Get Eco.
ECO. We work to extend the life of their old air conditioner and then give back all the money we were paid to do it.
Up to $1,500.
When they need to buy a new system.
Jerry, I'm getting ready to do something like that again.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When we replace a water heater, I'm instructing all the Eco plumbers to give our customers up to $500 in free repairs before they leave the house.
$500 in free services that same day?
There's lots and lots and lots of things our plumbers can do for $500 or less.
And Eco is going to do these things for free when people buy a water heater?
Yeah, whatever they want for free.
That same day?
Same day.
Get Eco.
ECO. Give it away plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without having to take your time? You thought to yourself, I'll just tough it out. But nothing changes. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with Dr. Walkoff and his team at QC Kinetics here in Columbus. I'm glad I did. Myself and others have turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies. No scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Check it out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Tire and Auto Service. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid August 1st through August 30th. See store for details.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes, it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, oh, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
The greatest stories aren't found in books or films or folk songs. The stories that truly bring us together are found in ESPN Fantasy Football. Stories of late-round love and first-round heartbreak. Tales of Hail Marys and Monday Night Miracles. Chronicles of punishments. Oh, the punishments. Friends growing closer than ever through the power of humiliation. It's all here. And while the football might be fantasy, the stories, very real. Download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and write the story of your season.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The perfect show for quarter zips and khaki shorts. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed, you are broadcasting live out here at Ohio State practice number 1. We are a little less than an hour into it. The offensive line is working right in front of us. It's crazy. Like Matt Patricia's family just walked in. I mean, it's just an awesome thing to be a part of here, and very thankful that we can be. The quarterback's down on the other end. We're doing just some quick walk-through, warm-up, handoff, short passes, quarterbacks and running backs, working through some of those exchanges. Lincoln and Julian both down there getting that work in. We were talking about the things that are most critical, and if you listen regularly, this is going to be repetitive, but worth reiterating. Number one, you got to get the calendar right. That's got to get sorted right away. Dan Lanning echoed something we've been talking about for years, which is start Week 0 is now week 1. If you want to have a week 0, then just move it up a week. So that's something you got to do. I think you got to get out of the NFL's way in January. I think you got to crown a national champion by that. I would love it to be on a Saturday, but if you're married to Monday and your television partners are making you, then be done by the first Monday, the first full Monday in January. The national semifinals can fall on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. There's plenty of time. You don't need 3 weeks off. Like, let's just keep it going. I think that's it. That, to me, would be a big one. There's a lot of things in the muck on recruiting and NIL and portals. That's some common sense stuff needs to be done on that front. But I think the calendar is job one. And then beyond that, which is something we've said a million times, you just have got to just call this what it is, professional sports. And then you can have some control of roster. And then you can really coach guys. Because one of the things I don't know if coaches would actually say it on the record, but I think off the record, one of the things that's really hard is, can you really coach a guy when they can threaten to leave at any moment?
Yeah, and we saw this a little bit with Penn State and how they lost their backup quarterback in the college football playoff. And it's funny that the term employees won't be used, or they still want to cling to this amateur status, because what we're seeing right now, what you're hearing with the whistles and the music and the MC, it isn't professional. There's nothing amateur about any of this.
This is NFLU,
I
brother.
do think that separation is so important, because these two things aren't the same. Like, amateur athletics and what we are seeing right now is as professional as it gets.
Yes.
And I also think I love Joe Klatt's idea of the national championship game every year, Rose Bowl. New Year's Day, Rose Bowl, national championship. That is when it ends.
Yes.
And you're not having to go into January. I know there's several more logistical issues, and I doubt the SEC and Greg Sankey would want to ever capitulate, games in Atlanta or games in New Orleans to do the title tilt every year in Pasadena. But I think it is so important, especially to get out of the NFL's way, if you want people that are coming into their formative years to really have an appreciation for your postseason. Because that's where the money's made, right?
Yeah.
I've been lamenting the NCAA's ability to do anything concrete over the past couple of months, and I question, why is any time you talk about changes in college athletics, the first thing people like to say is you got to figure out the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Well, that's the main money driver.
Yeah.
So I'll have that radical acceptance of the college football playoff is the money driver for all of these universities. Fine. You've got to get it out of the way of the NFL if you want to have the most eyeballs, if you want to draw the most television revenue. The idea that ESPN's putting playoff games on TBS, you can't. If you're trying to be serious about this, that can't be the thing.
No, that's how haphazardly this was done.
It's really bad.
Like, nobody thought about, okay, we paid for all of this, but we can't even air it because we have other contractual obligations. I want to say on that first Saturday, it was college basketball that they aired on ESPN because they had to. I mentioned Dan Wetzel and some thoughts about Ohio State. Bake, this is long, so if we get to a point where it's like, okay, the point has been made, but
cut him off.
Go ahead and cut him off. But here's Dan Wetzel on the College Game Day podcast on how Ohio State views the Michigan game.
They take this thing too seriously. The team up north, we won't say Michigan.
Crossing out all the M's on campus.
Crossing out the M's on campus. If you walk around Ohio State's campus the week of the Michigan game, it is crazy. Ryan Day last year before this game said losing to Michigan, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is it, was, as painful as the death of his father. Like, this thing needed to be relax. I think it just became overwhelming of late. And I think that they all talk like we can't lose, like they're trying to impress, like they're trying to be more hardcore than the most hardcore fan, right? Bucknut 83, who's sitting at a bar stool in Sandusky complaining about this. You can't outdo them. I think Michigan has had a better understanding of it. They're not afraid to say the word Ohio. It's okay, right? They take it very seriously. They want to win, but I don't think anybody was just going to, pass out if they didn't do it. So I thought the intensity of that game had gotten overwhelming, and that's probably why they lost the game. It contributed.
I don't know, man. Urban took it pretty seriously.
Yeah, so did Woody. I don't think it's that. I do think that he does make one point that I think the last few years have taught us, is that I do think Michigan kind of has approached the last few years as a we've got nothing to lose, devil may care attitude.
Right, but couldn't I argue they were beaten into that submission?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
For sure. No, it wasn't a rivalry for much of the last 2 decades. I mean, it wasn't. It was a domination.
You can play that way when you know what plays are coming, too.
That helps.
It's a very good point out of you, Bake. Very, very good point out of you. It helps when you know the script before starting the movie. That helps, certainly. So I think it's what it is. I do think that there is more hatred now than ever. I do think that feels,
which makes a healthy rivalry.
Yes, and I do think it is hate. I don't think there's another word for it. I think it is hate. It is vitriol. And I think when you were the aggrieved in a cheating scandal like this, it just fuels a fire. That's really what it does. All right, second hour coming up next. Starting to get a little bit of breakouts here. Got offense on the near practice field, and then the defense on the far practice field. Continue to paint the pictures. Day 1 of Ohio State football camp is underway, and we are here with a front row seat for it all. Second hour coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day 1. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. I've been taking the low T treatment at Tri-State Men's Health for a little under a year now. So I was really just struggling with finding the energy to accomplish the things I wanted to do every day. By the end of the workday, I was very drained and tired and found it hard to concentrate and get my job done, and was looking for something to kind of get that edge back. Once I started taking the treatment, I felt probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks more energy. And the thing that really I noticed right away was sleeping. Now I get a solid 8 hours. I'm going on vacation. I'm enjoying myself. So men out there, if you're struggling with any of the symptoms I was, low energy, brain fog, lack of sleep, I would highly recommend you call Tri-State Men's Health. You won't regret it.
Thanks, Chad. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way, if that's our us a ring, call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
Common Man here. I want to tell you about my guy, Bob Capace, owner-operator of Worthington Jewelers for the past 25 years. If your only experience is going to the mall for jewelry, Bob and his team will blow you away. Service, quality, and a great price. The store is busy all the time because people keep coming back. True story. My 8-year-old daughter says to me, "When can we go see Mr. Capace again? He's nice." Yes, he's nice. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
GNC knows that you're not always feeling it at the gym, but don't get down, get lit, and get more out of every workout. Beyond Raw Lit is a clinically dosed pre-workout that flips the switch and gives you more energy, focus, intensity, and pumps. The perfect combo for a killer workout. Plus, it's got incredible flavors and thousands of 5-star reviews, so you know it's good. Pick it up at GNC stores or go to gnc.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Ohio State football has begun fall camp. Buckeyes begin preparations to defend, attack the national championship and prepare to host Texas 30 days from today, Saturday, August 30th. We'll hear from head coach Ryan Day live following Thursday's practice. That'll be about 11:20 this morning. The NFL will begin their preseason tonight with the Hall of Fame game in Canton. The Lions will battle the Chargers at 8 o'clock. You can hear that on the Fan following the Buckeye Show. In baseball last night, the Reds beat the Dodgers 5-2. Spencer Steer hit a go-ahead 2-run triple in the 8th. Reds are going to host the Braves tonight at 7:10. In Cleveland, the Guardians blank the Rockies 5-0. The win moves Cleveland to 54-54 on the season. MLB Network's reporting the Guardians are sending Cy Young winner Shane Bieber to the Blue Jays in a player-for-player deal. The trading deadline in Major League Baseball is tonight at 6 p.m. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
They'll offer betting advice, but don't bet on it being good. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour here on a Thursday, broadcasting live. Ohio State football practice number 1 out here on campus at the Woody Hayes. And before us, we see Tavian St. Clair going through the motions, a little 11 on 11, kind of walk-through stuff. This one more than a walkthrough. This is a little bit of a, not quite a thud, but certainly have a full-speed tempo to it here. See Bo Jackson in the backfield. Tavian rolling out, kind of hits a little check down there, is the way you're looking at that. But that's the other thing that's really fun about this, guys, is being at like Tavian St. Clair's first practice. And Reese, we were sitting here in the break, and we saw like Jelani Thurman move over at tight end and kind of come in motion. You go, my God, that's a massive unit. And so you're getting to see some of those things, which is really, really cool. So that's on the near practice field here. The ones are over here too. I see Carnell Tate and much of the ones are in the mix here as well, as we're kind of just going through the motions. They're really running 2 fields at once right now. So in front of us is Tavian St. Clair, and a lot of the young guys kind of working through some motions here. And then on the other field is the number 1 looks to me like the number 1 defense and like a scout offense down on the other end. So getting a lot of work here and utilizing these incredible facilities they have at Ohio State.
Yeah, it's so cool, like, for the program that gets it to give to the fans this kind of access.
It's awesome.
And, of course, the NIL component's a very important thing. Little Birdie told me they're doing pads on Saturday. So you have that to look forward to if you are coming out for day 3 of Ohio State's camp. Because, you see a little bit of hitting. You see a little bit of football being played. But you're in it, right? Like, we're in it. Yep. And this does so much for the community. It's not breaking any news. This is the connective tissue of any community is Ohio State football to the city of Columbus. And maybe it's fitting that this season, when we're in the a newer era of college athletics, Ohio State's going to host Texas, which I think there's a similar feel for Austin and Texas football. That the connective tissue is so strong for those communities. But this, man, and Ryan Day will join us a little over an hour from now, but interested to get his thoughts just on what's just a day in, but the days have to matter and the days have to count.
So one thing just to pass along, they've kind of split the first team offense. So on the far field is Lincoln Kienholz and Peoples and Jeremiah Smith. They're all on that far field. And then here with us on the near field is Sayan and Carnell Tate and C.J. Donaldson. On this near field, Mylan Graham is on the near field as well, kind of running with that group. Brandon Ennis on the far field with Jeremiah Smith and Lincoln Kienholz. So they've split that number one offense, skill position quarterbacks, and we've talked about this and we've reiterated it. A true quarterback competition. This is an example of that, right? So you're giving them both kind of a similar experience running through the motions here with kind of a co-first team offense is the way that goes. Bryson Rogers now with Julian on the near field near us, split out wide to the right. So little play actions. We're going through some motions here. So this is really, really fun and really cool to see. All right, we'll do an abbreviated mailbag. Hit it, Bake.
Our comment box is always open. Any feedback is mostly appreciated.
The mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let-up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more, and you got to get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in.
Bishop and Friends present Emails.
A lot in the mailbag again this week. Only have time to get through a couple because, well, we're at the first day of Ohio State football camp. We'll get through a couple to pay off on it a little bit. Let's start with Zach, Ohio State-Washington trip. Hey, Bo, what are the chances the Ohio State-Washington game gets flexed to Friday night? My lovely wife allowed us to plan our 5-year anniversary trip to Hawaii, had to pivot to South Beach for our honeymoon due to COVID, around the Ohio State game. With Penn State-Oregon getting the NBC slot at 3:30, feels like the only option unless they flex is we fly out that Friday from Detroit around 4 o'clock, so I'm pretty nervous. Go Bucks. I would not be nervous at all about that. I don't think it will get flexed to Friday. My hunch is that it will get flexed, that it will be in prime time, is my bet. I'm guessing it'll be the primetime game because the 3:30 game with Oregon and Penn State, that would be CBS.
Yes.
And so this would be, to me, this is the natural thing would play Ohio State and Washington in prime time on NBC.
Yeah.
Right?
I just keep going back to my biggest fear is they big noon it.
You can't play
do
at 9
it in Seattle.
a.m.
I understand I understand you say you can't do it now. But the networks can kind of go wherever they want to. But no, I think it's very safe to say that prime timer, man, that'd be gorgeous in Seattle. On the water. We were talking yesterday about the sailgate.
Real quick, let me just jump this. Penn State, Oregon is at 7:30.
That's the whiteout, right?
That's the whiteout game. So we were a little wrong on that. So that would be? So then it would be a 3:30.
Okay.
I think it'll be a 3:30 Eastern, which is a 12:30 Pacific noonish.
Big
start.
noonish out there in Seattle.
Yeah, this one screams 3:30 CBS, right?
It does. Yeah. I'm sure if you're in Seattle, you want it at night, but on what network do you play it at night? Well, this guy's here. Hey, Taberi, what are you doing? Taking a picture of us.
I'd heard yesterday that
Did you get his permission? He signed the release.
I think when you walk in, it's all fair here. But they had that sailgate that the alumni groups in the Pacific Northwest were going to do in advance of that game. Probably the coolest way to tailgate if you're not live at the shoe. Be on a boat.
And I know Travel Partners, who does the Buckeye Cruise, are just the best people you're ever going to find. They put together some packages for folks going out there if you want to turn it. I think it's a part of the country I'm pretty familiar with. I just think it would be an awesome trip. That stadium is spectacular. That's an awesome city. It's a massive city. It's a great place to visit. There's a ton of stuff to do. It's a beautiful part of the country. By the way, late September, kind of a perfect time to be there as well. From my vantage point, that's as good of a road trip as you're going to find. Is that one? And not a road trip; it's a flight. But that would potentially be a very good one. So I think it'd be 3:30 is what it's going to be.
That sound good. It look good on CBS. No, the Pacific Northwest, obviously you fly out there. The idea that you can get in your car and get 4 different climates, get mountain ranges, you can get the beach, you can get downtown Seattle. That's a college football bucket list. I've got 2 main bucket lists. One of them's out to the Pacific Northwest for a college football game. For the longest time, I had the Civil War, and then Red River.
Yeah. Red River feels like that feels like that would check every box. You'd want those teams to make, and they're going to be in the mix, but like when those two teams matter, I think to take over a city like Dallas would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's about all time we have for that. So we want to describe what's going on. We'll get a bunch of the rest of the emails. We'll get to those next week in the mailbag. On the near field closest to us, again, what we're seeing is kind of a split ones. So you have Jeremiah Smith. It looks like Brandon Ennis and James Peoples with Lincoln Keenholz on the far field. And then here on the near field closest to us, you have Julian Sand and Carnell Tate's in the mix there. You also have C.J. Donaldson as the back here, the transfer from West Virginia.
Bo, did you have to bone up on the new numbers, or did they give you a cheat sheet for that? Or
Oh, we know them off the top of our head.
Here's the veteran. It's a little bit of a veteran move. When I first got to Tallahassee in 2001, I bought the college football video game, and I named everybody on the roster. And I got there in March of 2001, and when the game came out that summer, I got the game in advance of the season, and I named everybody on the roster. And then I played a season with that Florida State team. And so what I've always done before I had kids, I would do this every year. Like I would name and when I first got here in 2007, I did the same thing. I took the game and I named the Ohio State team and I played a season with it. This was before we had kids, when I had time. And so it's not quite that, because I don't necessarily have that type of time now, but my kids have already played like 66 seasons with the Buckeyes. So as I jump in and paratroop in and watch them play, I see C.J. Donaldson in 12. And I see Brandon Ennis with 1, and you start to see those other numbers that are out there, Bake, that you're not used to, because you're right. That's always one of the great migrations, is from the number you got as a freshman to the number you get, especially if all the singles are taken. Like if you're 5-star corner Devin Sanchez, don't worry, buddy. You can wear 4. If you're Jeremiah Smith, don't worry. You come in and you wear 4. But some of these guys can't do that. They give you the number that they give you. They give the most high-profile guys the exact number they want if they're available. But the rest of them, they kind of have to wait their turn sometimes to be able to get them.
Yeah, I think of like Arvell Reese, who was 23 and then 20 last year, and now he's 8 this year. Right. It's kind of hard to remember.
Right, 3 numbers for him. My hope is he stays at 8. And I do think he could have a massive year. I really do.
Oh, he's the guy. Like him is Peyton Pierce this year's Arvell Reese, where they what doesn't matter, the defensive set, like we have to have him on the field.
Yeah.
And that's what they got with Reese all the time last year. You saw him out there, you're like, well, they clearly think some of this guy.
You think we should have that guy come on and do a little higher lower on the movies?
You think he's seen more than 3 football films?
I know he's seen Ghost Rider.
Is that a football film?
No, but he'll tell you.
Can we? I mean, I'd like to hear the argument towards it, because if there's football shown, then you can try to make the argument that is a football
movie?
film.
All right, we'll do a little higher or lower to Barry's here. We'll talk to him too. Paul Finebaum coming up in about 18 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Irish Adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the US. Drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? or walk down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step. Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that from all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
Whether it's water heater trouble, clogged or leaky pipes, or sub pump worries, Logan Services has you covered. With service calls for just $79. We're fast, friendly, and here to help you with your plumbing projects. Logan Services.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. My guys at Germain are celebrating their biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. Tons of vehicles on the lot for you to choose from, and they're ready to deal. It's also the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event with rates as low as 2.99%. I was riding in my Lexus on one of our hot summer days, and I felt the crisp breeze of cold air on my cracky. Don't you want that for yourself? Of course you do. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just 2 guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said. And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10 TV Plus. Attack and dominate.
Hey, Ohio, don't wait. The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the Butter Cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
The first half of the day will see scattered showers and thunderstorms, some with heavy downpours, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and cooler with highs only getting into the upper 70s. The second half of the day, overnight, partly cloudy skies, blows down into the 60s. And then Friday, we are much cooler, highs only getting into the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Sports conversation that's worthy of a toast, or at least a stiff drink. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are. Day 1 of Ohio State football practice is underway, and we are here for all of it. The legendary Dom Tiberi. Thursdays with Tiberi, if you will. Time for a little higher or lower race.
Bishop and Friends present Higher or Lower.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222 or visit online at thewaterworks.com.
You look great.
You look fabulous.
Nah.
I love your shirt. It just has the. Just the.
Yeah.
Looks fabulous.
The people who know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your whole
How about
operation.
all this? You got all these people here. Nearly 600 people bought tickets to be here, to see you.
Well,
and Julian Sam.
And some
Lincoln
football, but
Keith.
mostly.
But
Listen,
to see you.
You can't say they're not here to see me.
Right.
We don't know for sure.
Well,
we don't know for sure.
Look at you. You're a coach now. I hear you saying you're coaching the kids.
Yeah, do all of it.
What do you know?
What are you doing? Silence the phone.
Oh my God! It's Nicole Sharon yelling at me.
Why is she yelling at you?
Well, we're going to tape something.
Why is she yelling at you? Say, sweetheart, where'd you? Come on. We're on the radio.
I turned it off.
Come on.
They disappeared.
I can't believe. Can you believe that this guy has an Audible phone?
I can believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it not vibrating?
Well, I didn't know it. I thought I turned it off. Look, you guys finally got me to go from Samsung.
Yeah, we got you to Apple.
To Apple.
Oh, bless.
And I'm still trying to learn it. There's all the.
It's so easy. Bake is an old Apple.
See, Baker's the green text.
He wrecks everything with his green text.
I know. That's all I heard. And now we did it.
And now everything goes through easy.
Now my father is the only one that doesn't.
Big Lou?
Yeah. And
he's holding on?
And he doesn't even understand text messaging. He's still looking to send a telegram.
All right. What do you got? High or lower? Go ahead, Rich.
Well, we heard it from T-Bone and Tyvus this morning. They ranked their favorite football movies.
Yep.
And Bonehead said he only had 3 of them. And I wanted to say is that you've only seen 3 football movies in your life.
Yep.
And so I guess I'll just start with mine, and you might sense a theme here. But at number 1, my favorite football movie, Jerry Maguire.
Football adjacent.
Okay, I'm going to count it.
If we're being picky.
He's a football agent.
Okay.
That's your favorite football
That's my favorite football movie, Don.
Did you get dropped on your head?
Possibly.
Good grief. That movie?
That movie.
Is that the one with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the agent.
He's the agent. Jay Moore is the other agent.
It's an awful movie.
All right. I was
about to say, did you write down your 5? I know Baker's got 5.
Okay. I have what I would. I have a very easy 5, and then I could expand if I want. And I do think that this 5 is a good potpourri.
Don't give me Rudy.
I think Rudy sucks.
Rudy's terrible.
I think it's terrible. In the words of Bootsy, I think it's horrible.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's nonsensical. I think he's whiny. I never liked that movie. I got Friday Night Lights.
That's a good one.
I got Remember the Titans.
That's a good one.
That's 2 on yours?
One. That's 2.
I didn't do these in order. I just got these. So
because that's 2 on mine.
So I think those 2 are both they kind of thread the needle of emotional, tell a great story, all of it. So I got those 2, Any Given Sunday, Willie Beeman, and then the 2 fun ones, Varsity Blues and The Program.
Those are all right. I've got.
What do you got?
Waterboy.
Gosh, Waterboy.
That's 4 on mine.
That's
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, that's a fabulous movie. Waterboy. And then the one with the best one ever. You're forgetting, and I can't even remember the name of it.
The Longest Yard?
Yeah.
Well, so that's
which one?
There's only.
I like the
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
He's in both of them.
Yeah, he is. That's true. That's true. He is in both.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
That guy. That's a guy.
Yes. Confirmed.
That's a guy.
That's a good movie.
His 70s. What a time to be alive.
Oh, Smokey and the Bandit, all that stuff.
Tom
Sally Fields, yeah.
Oh, come on.
But you didn't like The Longest Yard?
No, I did. It was
doesn't make the list.
It's just a little before me, before my former
Where's
years.
Jerry Maguire rate on your list?
I think that's football adjacent. It's definitely a football movie. I mean, because basically, the whole
Show
thing
me the
is
money.
The whole
around
thing
the
is
draft
the whole
and a football. Yeah,
It was more
It's
of a
love story, and they use football as the vehicle.
Yeah, that's fair.
An outside looking in could be Little Giants. The Replacements.
Yeah, the Replacements.
Shane Falco,
pretty good.
Yeah,
former Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Buckeye.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to do, Johnny Utah. I mean, they have a football scene on the beach in Point Break. Bake, what do you got? There's way more than 3.
So my number 5 is one Reese just mentioned in Little Giants that just beat out Waterboy for me. That's an old school from my youth that I love. Number 4 for me, and I know a lot of people hate this movie. I don't care. I love it. Draft Day.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Is that the one with Costner?
Costner as the Browns GM.
Yeah.
Farcical.
Yeah. Something goes right for the Browns at the end. No, that's fiction.
If
I want all my picks back.
If I ever see that on, I watch it. I don't care.
You're in.
Number 3 for me is Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good
one. A little Steamin' Willie Beeman.
Yep.
Number 2, Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
And then number 1 for me is Varsity Blues. So classic.
It's so good.
I mean, that was right in our heyday, Bo.
It was, yeah. Varsity and the program. I was in. I think I'm a little older than you. So the program when I was young in high school. I want to say I was a I was a sophomore, I want to say, when that one came, and that one impacted us tremendously with the program. I had my now 13-year-old and his buddy before they started their 7th grade year of football. I had them watch the program. That was an attention getter for them.
Now, All the Right Moves, that's another Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, that's Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and let me tell you what, a little trivia. I believe that movie and the movie Slapshot. Remember the hockey film?
Of course.
They were both filmed in Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Was it Ampipe? What was the name of the team that Cruz played for?
I don't know.
Did I nail that?
But the coach wasn't the coach Craig T. Nelson?
It was Craig T. Nelson was the coach.
And then he became the coach.
And then he became coach. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about? I do think that you could do right now, there's so much prestige TV out there, that if you did one based on Big State U, like they've done, like Friday Night Lights, the series is incredible.
Playmakers was the NFL.
Playmakers was the NFL. If you did a college football series right now with the big money boosters and the powerful coach and the players wanting their NIL, like there's a lot of drama there, a lot of underbelly that would be fun to tell in a series.
It's real life now, baby.
That's what I mean. I think it is.
That'd be good for season 2 or 3 of Landman. Where you have Monty as the Permian Basin oil king.
There you go.
Giving a bunch of money to Tech.
I mean, think about what we're witnessing today. Who would have guessed that we would have tickets sold to come watch the Buckeyes practice?
I mean,
buddy,
think about this.
There is a kid out there running around in number 4 who is one of the faces of Adidas.
Yeah.
It's a Nike school.
Yeah.
He's got an Adidas deal.
Think about this. I remember when John Cooper was here. I want you to think about this. All right, this field is AstroTurf right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then back in the old days, this was AstroTurf right in the middle, and then there was a grass field on the right and a grass field on the left. When Coop was practicing, women's field hockey would also be practicing on the AstroTurf, and they got mad at Coop because when they did team period, the team from the one field ran across, and they cut across the AstroTurf, and the field hockey coach was mad that they interrupted her practice.
You know what?
Think about that.
But also, that's how much this – you just articulated how much this sport has changed.
Oh, yeah.
There was a time when this was college athletics.
Yeah.
That you get a scholarship, and if you got to the league, fine. But, that wasn't everybody's goal and dream. Like, the dream was to play here, and you were an intercollegiate athlete, is what it was. Yeah. Now, you look at this.
But I think the dream is still to play here. This is an elite program because even now with the incentives, the dream is to play here. Right. And for some of these guys, this may be it, but now they're getting paid.
And they are, and I think that part is so cool. And I said this earlier, Dami. I think that Ryan and all of the folks that he has helping him around here, they have done the absolute flawless job of threading the needle on holding on to the nostalgia and modernizing in real time.
And that's
really smart.
And that's the hardest thing. But opening practice up, for the fans to see this and letting them experience it.
Yes.
You and I have often talked. There's going to be a learning curve when it comes to the modern era of college football.
Yes.
And, even when it comes to the game.
Absolutely.
We talk about the sanctity of that game. But, Bo, like you and I have talked, if you could play them 3 times in a month, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's different. It's all different.
Everything is different.
It very much is. It's great seeing you.
It's so nice to see you. The kids are coming down.
They'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. You'll see.
Now, are any of them playing football?
Just the oldest.
What position?
He plays receiver and safety, outside linebacker.
Yeah, tell him to play defense. It's safer.
Well, you can tell him tomorrow when you see him.
It's safer.
It's okay. Well,
that's better to hit than be hit.
Be hit.
I don't know. I felt that way. I was a center, so, how smart am I? Supposedly the center is the smartest guy on the team, but look at me.
Look at what you've done.
Yes.
Look at you here, Prince of the City.
Yeah, Prince.
Prince of the City.
Yeah.
Good seeing you.
You look good, though.
You look better. Finebaum in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does two things differently.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
So the donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbors are happy, and the planet is healthy.
What's number 2?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbors and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bishop and Friends present college football's most polarizing figure.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Come on back to our show, Tim. The audience hates you.
This is ESPN's Paul Finebaum, sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
Well, buddy, it feels like a blank, but here we go. I remember a year ago at this time, I was doing this exact show, which is the one I'm doing now, which is broadcasting at Ohio State practice number 1, and it's an NFL practice. So they've sold a bunch of things. They got about 1,000 people in here watching. The team's out here. I'm watching Julian Sands sling it around, and Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs and the rest of it. And the one thing that I said here is I think Ohio State, Paul, has done just a masterful job of threading the needle on holding on to their nostalgia, but also adjusting to what college football is now. And this is a great example of it. In your neck of the woods, the teams that you talk about on a daily basis, who is doing it down there to this level, and what do you make of what Ohio State is now doing for the second year in a row, basically holding an NFL camp?
I think what Ohio State is doing is really probably ahead of almost anyone else. Probably Texas down here has it together as well or close to as well, and that's not a surprise. But everyone else still is very much old school. The traditional fan days, which are nice, but they're not quite the same as what you're watching, because everybody looks up at ESPN, whatever they're doing during the day, and they see the Steelers camp live on, and they see the Browns, and that's what they have in their mind. And I remember talking to you exactly 1 year ago, and we were both agreeing Ohio State had the best talent in the country, but could they pull it off? And here we are a year later, and we're wondering, can they do it again?
Yeah, it's interesting, buddy. And obviously, your audience very familiar with what Julian Sand was coming in. He's in a quarterback competition with Lincoln Kienholz. They've split the team up. So kind of Jeremiah's going with Lincoln and Carnell Tate and some others are going with Julian. But the thing that jumps out to me is the way that they've monetized this. And this is something so that the fans win, but also now here's an NIL component to this that wins as well. As you look at this, and this is very different than the last Ohio State team to win a national title in 2014, where they brought kind of everybody back. This team, now they may have the 2 best players in the whole sport in Smith and obviously Caleb, but they're starting over at a lot of spots. Where do you kind of view this Buckeye football team as we get kicking off fall camp here?
I am not that high, which I'm sure some in the audience have probably informed you of. But that's because of what I don't know, and you're watching those things right now, Bo. But I also know the Big Ten, and in spite of Kurt Cignetti and some of the other clowns that spoke last week at Media Days, it is not that deep. It is not that difficult. And with Ohio State's schedule, other than Texas and Penn State and Michigan, I think they can get through. And I think that the Texas game, as big as we are going to make it, gives them a mulligan, to use a phrase from another sport, because even if they lose this game, everyone knows what they didn't have going in. And I think they can afford 3 losses, which to me would almost make them automatic to get into the playoffs.
You know, you brought up the Texas game, and I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. I think it's funny, and I heard the Big Ten coaches saying, well, we shouldn't schedule those games anymore because there's no incentive to do it. And I just couldn't disagree more. But, of course, I'm viewing this from an Ohio State prism, not an Indiana prism, because thankfully I don't have to do that. But from both the Ohio State and Texas prism, I think you're right. I think that the game, it'll be spectacular here. We all wish it was at night. Unfortunately, it's going to be at noon. But the atmosphere will be unbelievable. That lead up to that's going to be unbelievable. But in the end, the winner or loser is fine. So I don't get this notion that, like, these games won't be played in the future, because in the end, they're television products, and they're elite television products, Paul.
Well, and that's what it's all about. And you and I see something other than television as a component of college football, unlike Tony Petitti.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is. And it's also, it brings the rest of the sports world into it. I mean, I've already been on ESPN endless number of times, both talking about Ohio State, Texas. There will be 20 more appearances in the next 4 weeks talking about that game, because when you look at the opening weekend of college football, I mean, I see a lot of interesting games, and you do, but to the eyes of Stephen A. Smith and Mike Greenberg and the producers of SportsCenter, there's LSU Clemson, there's Ohio State Texas, and then by the time we get to Sunday night, maybe we'll have time to watch Notre Dame and Miami. But everything else is a sideshow, including Bill Belichick's opener.
That's true. That's absolutely it is, and I do think obviously the Arch Manning component of this adds just another wrinkle to it. But certainly for those of us who are around the sport, I'm not expecting Stephen A. and Mike Greenberg to be all locked in on this. But if it is Julian saying, then there's a part of that too, because of the regard that he was as a player coming out of Southern California, the whole process with him, and then Jeremiah Smith headed for. I'm trying to think of this. There's a little bit of an Adrian Peterson feel to him after his freshman year. You probably have to go way back to like Herschel Walker to get a point of reference too, in terms of a guy who just burst on the scene and was everything. Claret here too, but we were robbed of the second year. So that part of it, I think, only makes it that much more of a spotlight.
And I think on the first day of the season, when I know everybody's going to be honoring Lee Corso, and with all due respect to the big noon crew, whoever they are, other than Urban, I mean, Nick Saban is going to be sitting there at the stadium, and he is going to be commenting on his 3 weeks with Julian Sayin. and I'll tell you for the 10,000th time, that was a major recruiting coup for Saban. It was his last big recruit at Alabama, because he got a guy from California, and I know he got Bryce Young and Tunga Vailoa from Hawaii, but this was even more significant, I think, because everyone was wondering about Saban's future, and Saban showed up there anyway, and got ready and prepped for the Michigan game, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Yeah.
And forgetting Caleb Downs, who. I would argue, I mean, we could argue all day, is Caleb Downs better than Jeremiah Smith? And I say that having already said on TV, Jeremiah Smith's the best player in the country. But there are moments when you could make the same case for Caleb Downs.
We stumbled into this, and so I've been using my doppelganger for Julian is Bryce. I think stature-wise, they're similar. Release, they're similar. Obviously, Bryce won the Heisman and had one of the great seasons in the history of that program and in the history of college football. But I see a lot of parallels. What do you remember about his process and kind of the type of player that Alabama thought he would be?
I got to know his father, so I'm going to give you the prism through his father's eyes. Bryce Young's father, and he was frustrated because Bryce Young was let down by his defense that year, and he was let down by the offensive coordinator who's now a head coach in the ACC. And in many ways, there was disappointment because he did not have what other Alabama quarterbacks have had. If you go back to Jalen Hurts and Tagovailoa, I mean, the wide receivers were just endless. I mean, he had 4 guys who I believe went in the first round or very close to it. And by the time Bryce got there, most of those guys had long gone, and so he won the Heisman in spite of his Alabama team not being as good as the previous couple of teams. That 2020 team, which a lot of people have forgotten, they had three finalists, 3 of the 5 finalists for the Heisman Trophy. I mean, Najee Harris, you had Mac Jones, and obviously Devontae Smith, and that was just part of the team. I mean, that's how great Alabama was, and it started to turn toward the end. And Bryce, if you can be victimized by that and still win the Heisman, but still fall a little bit short of the grand prize.
You know, I should let you know that in the middle of all of this, Tim May, your friend and mine, walked over and he wanted to interrupt. And I just said, kindly leave. You get enough airtime around here. Kindly leave, bud.
We were subjected to his diatribe last week, so thank you very much, both, for making my day.
Very welcome, buddy. We'll do it again next week. Thanks for your time, Paul.
Can't wait. Thanks.
All right, there he goes. Paul Finebaum, ESPN, joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Looks to me like practice could be wrapping up here momentarily. We are broadcasting live out at Ohio State. Day 1 of football practice for the defending national champions. We expect Ryan Day to join us here in the 3rd hour of the program. My hunch is that'll be sometime right around 11 o'clock. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready-for-college for complete terms.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
The sun is out and the savings are on at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Take up to $7,000 off MSRP on any new Kia EV in stock, or get up to $3,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 60 months. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 for 1,000 finance. All manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Dealer financing required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 7/31/25.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer ends July 31st.
See Home Club for details.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Drink recommendations, movie reviews, sports discussion, or whatever the hell Reeser does. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Thursday. Hit it, Bake.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'm always told in radio to play the hits.
That's right.
We've got some updated guidance on name, image, and likeness and the Deloitte Clearinghouse from the College Sports Collective this morning. And college sports czar Brian Seeley. The CSC will enforce the House versus settlement as written. Pay for play will not be permitted, and every NIL deal done with a student-athlete must be a legitimate NIL deal, not pay for play in disguise. Thing or not a thing?
Not a thing. Next. No, I'm kidding. Look, we have to be serious people. Right? I mean, I went off on this a couple of days ago. Like, these are not the smartest people, right? They're all out for their own best interests. I really look forward to, it's one thing to say everything has to be true NIL. It's another thing to police it. Who's policing it? Who is going to enforce the rule? The Pinkertons, I don't even know if they still exist, but they're not working for the NCAA. And unless they're going to work for the federal government's going to pay somebody to police this. How are you going to prove it? How could you anyone who is a booster that of that level, that would be a pay-for-play booster, owns a business or is business adjacent to somebody, they could just say, well, I own this car dealership, and now his face is on that, and to me, that's worth $1.5 million. Prove them wrong. Mm-hmm. So it's just chasing your tail. Somebody at some point will be serious about this and allow for, a little some sort of obligation when it comes to it, but this ain't it.
I'm with you. Like, how do you prove it, Bo? And who the heck cares now anyway, the way things are going? Like, okay, I give Jeremiah Smith $1 million for Bob's Moving Company. I just have him make one commercial. Who cares? Or if I have him make one appearance, that's all you got to do. I mean, who's to say, well, that appearance doesn't deserve $1 million? That's what I wanted to pay him for. What is it? Like, it's all so stupid. It's not a thing at all.
Big, all you have to do, they don't even have to do an appearance. Just tweet it or Instagram it. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. It's worth what I say it's worth because it's worth that to me.
ESPN put together the highest and lowest spenders in the Big Four professional sports and showed the gap between the lowest and the highest cash spender by league. This data was provided by Spotrac. The NHL, the gap was $44 million. In the NFL, the gap was $132 million. In the NBA, $88 million. In Major League Baseball, $296 million is the gap between the highest paid and the lowest paid cash payrolls. Thing or not a thing?
No, this is a massive thing. We were talking about this, was it yesterday?
Oh, we've done it several times. Got to have that.
I think it was 2 days ago. They were talking about the baseball floor.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not that they're spending too much on top. It's that it's the floor that's the problem. You want to know what else is the thing really quick? The rain is coming down here. They've moved the practice inside. I am currently watching Nicole Sheeran, Adam King, the great Dom Taberi, the immortal Tim May, doing a stand-up in a downpour. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm here for. This is the content I'm here for. I don't know if Dom's hair has ever been wet. I've never seen it other than sculpted. Poor Nicole. She's holding the tripod. That guy can't. Come on, Taberi.
Bo, what did you say a couple minutes ago about these people aren't the smartest in the room?
What are we doing, Taberi? What are we doing? I mean, I expect that out of King. Taberi's a vet.
For some reason,
it's
Bleacher
pouring,
Report,
by the way, which is appropriate for us.
I wonder if you could hear it in the microphone.
You can definitely hear it.
I mean, it's coming. Yeah,
for some reason, Bleacher Report put together a graphic showing the Madden ratings for the 6 rookie quarterbacks drafted in the 2025 draft. They got Cam Ward as a 72 overall, Jackson Dart a 68 overall, Tyler Shook a 68 overall as well, Shedeur Sanders a 67 overall, Dylan Gabriel a 66 overall. Thing or not a thing?
So I would say not a thing, but I also think that that's probably accurate because remember, for Shedeur, it wasn't the talent. I mean, he was honestly, like from a talent standpoint, Shedeur should be probably ahead of Shuck and Dart. He should be somewhere in that 70 range. It wasn't his talent. He was universally a top 35 prospect on everybody who does that list. It was some of the things the mistakes that he made in the process that led to him falling to the 5th round. So to me, that seems appropriate.
This is not a thing at all. Like, why do we care about video game rankings, especially rookie quarterbacks who haven't played? And you're right, Bo. How is Tyler Shuck over anyone?
Right. I mean, that's wild. Wild.
Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham said ASU is raising money for a new indoor practice facility that can also be used for tailgating.
You know, one thing, I don't know if people know this, but we're in the process of trying to build an indoor facility. That's our big project. We want to get it fundraised here in the next 5 months to get a shovel in the ground here in the next 6 months. So it's here in 2 years from today, which is the goal. We want to move it over by the football field. We want to use that indoor facility for tailgating in the future. So we have an indoor tailgating location for fans to come and make it an awesome tailgate experience, like the 16th hole of the Waste Management Open. We want to create the 16th hole of the Waste Management Open, or as close as we can to it, in our indoor facility by our stadium here. And we just got to fundraise enough money to do it. So it's good for us. It'll be good for our football team. It'll be good for the fans if we can get it done.
Thing or not a thing?
So I remember having a conversation probably, I'd say around 15 years ago with Ari Wasserman, who is now with The Athletic. I can't remember if he was at Cleveland.com at that time or if he was with Buckeye Sports Bulletin. I can't remember which one he was with. But I was having a conversation with him. He went to the University of Arizona, and we were talking about sleeping giants. And the one he kept coming back to, I think he actually wrote a story about this, either for The Athletic or something, and the one he kept coming back to is Arizona State. And I said, the only thing that it feels like a hindrance to me is local talent. You're going to have to get on a plane to recruit. There's not enough talent in Phoenix. But if you get them to Scottsdale, then why not Arizona State? And it does feel like Dillingham might be the right guy at the right time. I don't know their booster situation. I don't know their fundraising situation. It's also a little bit of a window into how the rest of the half lives, that they don't have an indoor yet in that heat. It's crazy. But after the season they had last year, return the quarterback, maybe they could be on to something finally at Arizona State with Dillingham.
Kenny Dillingham sure seems like a guy that when the next big job opens up, he's going to be right in the mix for it all of the time until he gets one. I think this is crazy, though. Like, it's a cool idea, right? And what are they going to do? Have big TVs in there so people can stay and watch the game? I don't know how you're going to create a Waste Management Open type feel unless you're getting live reaction from the game and watching it. So it's kind of weird. Like, yeah, you could have a pretty cool party before, but I mean, trying to duplicate the 16th hole with the waste management, like you need live reaction to that.
And I do think you need to be careful when you invoke the Waste Management Open and you want to apply it to a college scene.
Yeah.
Because the Wasted Management Open is a bad look on a Friday or even a Saturday when everybody's just beside themselves with alcohol and not wanting to. Wouldn't think Arizona State would want to have that sort of a scene involved with their football program.
I think what he's going for is the spirit of it. I think what he's saying is, when I think of the Valley of the Sun and I think of fans, I think of that hole at the Waste Management. So I think what he's going for is we need to create Arizona State football, the C and B scene. I think that's what he's going for. I don't think literally, you know what I mean? I think he's just going for, this is the spirit that I need our football games to be like.
Let's be careful.
Yeah. You guys have been out there. There's a lot to like. It is. But can you get the kids there? That's the key. Maybe he's the guy for it. We'll see. All right. I can tell you, I am not a meteorologist. If you've lived in Ohio this summer, what is happening right now has happened all summer long. This is a straight-up downpour. It feels like borderline flash flood. They took the entire practice and they moved it inside. This thing came on pretty quickly. I think they cut practice a little bit short. We're anticipating Ryan Day will join us here in the next couple of minutes. Final hour of the program, Ryan Day will join us. Also, 20 most interesting, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You have that to look forward to, which is nice. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor The Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because we know in making the most of your home, DIY doesn't just stand for do it yourself. It also means dream it yourself. And we're here to help protect the dreams you're building. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah?
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid,
she's the
but
best,
yeah.
but I got it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Common Man and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Timmy?
Yeah, we got a lot of fun things going on this month, like karaoke.
And crab legs.
No, not yet. Live bands. We've got food trucks in the outdoor valet area.
Crab legs.
Oh, not yet. On select weekend days throughout the summer. Okay, now crab legs.
And all you can eat crab legs at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Join Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on us. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Oh, yeah, we love crab legs.
Time for crab legs?
Okay, crab legs.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
It's the summer event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and Rich has unbeatable offers. Lease a sleek 2025 Honda Accord LX for as low as $329 a month, or finance it with 3.99% APR. Or upgrade to adventure with the 25 Honda Pilot Sport all-wheel drive. Leases starting at $429 per month or 4.49% APR. Drive into summer with style, comfort, and confidence. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for details.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. Now, I'm not Bryson, a mad scientist, but that sounds good. It's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards every swing. But from personal experience, lose 75 pounds like me, and it's next level distance. Way better consistency, energy, and mood, especially on the back nine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 degree weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Practice number 1 is almost in the books for Ohio State football as the Buckeyes began fall camp this morning inside and outside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. OSU's 30 days out from their season opener August 30th against Texas. Ohio State's Ryan Day will join us live following the conclusion of practice sometime in the next hour. The NFL preseason begins tonight with the Hall of Fame game in Canton. The Lions battle the Chargers at 8 o'clock. You can hear the Hall of Fame game on the Fan following the Buckeye Show. Baseball's trade deadline's tonight at 6. This morning, the Guardians sent Shane Bieber to the Blue Jays. It's reportedly a 1-for-1 deal. The Cincinnati Reds look to be buyers between now and 6 o'clock. Redlegs begin a series tonight hosting the Braves. You can hear Reds baseball over on ESPN Columbus. And you can hear breaking sports news when it happens, all on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The friends are the guests and listeners. Reeser and Baker just work here.
Back to work. Back to work. Everybody. Work, 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 work.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And if you are watching on the stream right now, you see behind us what is, quite honestly, a downpour.
Two of each animal.
It's 2 of each animal. Must have been a big boat.
Yeah.
Right? It's a massive boat.
Massive
Don't they have
ship.
that boat down in Kentucky? I think they built it.
Would you want to put it in Kentucky?
To me, that's the perfect place.
Sure.
I think
Absolutely.
That's perfect. Yeah. So what happened here is we're out here day 1 of Ohio State football camp. It was awesome to be able to see, and we'll explain some of the stuff that we saw. And if Ryan Day, who expects, going to join us, if he's got a canoe, he can come out and join us. He's expected to here in this final hour of the program.
Washington crossing the Delaware.
It really will be. But about 15 minutes ago, the radar was showing that this was coming in, and they took the team and the nearly, 700 or whatever people were here, and they moved them all into the Woody Hayes quickly and got them in there. And then our crew did an incredible job in a commercial break, Reese. We went from broadcasting out there to in here in 3 minutes. It takes a village, and we got a damn good village here at 97.1 The Fan. Everybody did just such an excellent job. So the rain is slowing down a little bit, but for probably 10 minutes, it came down about as hard as it can. So we anticipate practice is either wrapped up or is wrapping up. We can't see it anymore because they took the team inside.
Yeah, it's a cool image at 971 The Fan. I think our guy Tyler got it, of the team on the practice field inside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, and they've wrapped the fans all around the building. So kind of something like you would see at a Student Appreciation Day.
Oh, that's great.
A really good job in planning and kind of being prepared for the weather to bring everybody inside to watch the rest of this, because this has been one of the, if you're an Ohio State football fan, and I'm sure most of you listening to the sound of my voice are, a really cool experience for the fans to come out today. Day one of football, 30 days out of Texas. A great warm embrace by the program and by these fans for football. Because you get the Hall of Fame game tonight as well.
Yeah.
Football has begun. I hope everybody enjoyed their summer. It is no longer that.
Yeah, it is. And this was a situation from what we saw in this first practice at Ohio State. This was really and I just see a whistle, I hear a horn going off inside right horn now. So what we saw was, and I think this is kind of the theme of the program right now. It's the theme of what we're doing right now, which is an NFL training camp type experience that you're getting at Ohio State, that the fans are getting. You heard Paul talk about Ohio State is ahead of everybody else, that maybe Texas is doing stuff like this, maybe, but that's it. But what we saw was really an Ohio State football coach and a program servicing their fans as they kicked off camp. And so the very first thing you got, and if you go and listen wherever you get your podcasts, we're 2 minutes into this thing, and you see what looks to be the number one offense against the number one defense. They're doing a walkthrough, but for people here, you could almost hear like the whispers and like, oh my gosh, like this is happening right away, and they're 5 feet from it. Like it was such a cool experience and an understanding of playing the hits that Ryan Day and his staff did to start practice the way that they did.
Yeah, having right in front of you.
Yeah,
the guys battling it out for the starting quarterback job, and like we've talked with 8 starters on the defensive the defensive side of the ball that are going to have to be replaced. Seeing them in action was awesome to do as well, and just the whole operation right now is so different from where we were 5 years ago, and it was amazing for me to hear Paul only mention a couple of teams doing something similar to this, but I don't know if it's on the scope or scale of what the Buckeyes are doing, and I turn and go, well, why not? They all need money.
No, for sure.
They all have fan bases that I think in some form or fashion would embrace something like this.
Well, there's still that old school way of thinking, and we talked about this yesterday when we were talking about Florida State and what Mike Norvell is doing down there, where he's like, close it off. We got to, and it's a massive year for him down there, right? They open with Alabama. Yep. They're coming off of I think a 2-win season, just 1 win in conference play. So his is to kind of turtle up and hide. That's not what this is.
No.
This is, they have done, folks, and this is how lucky you are. They have modernized while also maintaining what makes this place so special. We are 10 minutes before the start of practice, and they're playing Carmen, Ohio over the loudspeaker, and your eyes well up, and you go, my God, how have they done it? And so and we'll talk to that. I'm going to ask Ryan about that, because I think it's masterful to be able to walk both lines of like, this is what's required now, and also we are still your football program.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great job.
Incredible to see over the next couple of days just how this forms. You'll have pads coming up on Saturday, but the fact that Ohio State's putting in 2 new coordinators, an offensive and a defensive coordinator. And you heard from Brian Hartline earlier this morning. Matt Patricia joined Morning Juice earlier today as well, and just how they kind of acclimate to all of this. Because while, yes, 30 days may seem like a long time to some, it probably does not feel that way to the guys running Ohio State's football program. As, how much time do we have? And the days, sometimes for us they might seem long, but for them I wonder is once that horn goes, they go, oh, wait, that's it? We don't have more time to do this because of everything that's so new with this team and so new with these guys outside of the knowns of Jeremiah Smith offensively and Caleb Downs defensively.
Yeah, that's the that's why I like, Ryan used that thing, we're attacking champion, not defending. And I do think this feels so different from the last time we were in this, the last 2 times we were in this spot. Because really after 2002 and after 2014, you kind of sort of ran it back. A lot of familiar faces, returning quarterbacks, all of these kind of factors. This is not that. This is a start from scratch. I mean, no, Now, it helps that you have the two best players in college football on your team. That helps. But there are a bunch of new faces that are going to get mixed in. And you think about just the leadership vacuum of what's happened there. I mean, this program for so long, it was Jack Sawyer, it was JT, it was Travion Henderson. Those guys were just stalwarts in the operation. They're all gone. And so that type of leadership, some people are going to have to grow up pretty quick. And I actually think that's why it's kind of perfect. And I asked Paul about this too. I think it's kind of perfect to open with Texas. Let's get in the deep end and see what happens. Like even if it goes poorly for either one, if it goes poorly for the Longhorns, goes poorly for the Buckeyes, you got the whole season to get on track. To me, it's kind of like I hope these games never go away. I really hope they never go away because I think it's very special.
And at least for the Buckeyes, you've got faith in the organization that can get over bumps.
Absolutely.
You saw with Oregon last year, right? You saw with Michigan at the end of the season. It's a great amount of faith. And this next gentleman, of course, we have so much in. Head coach Ryan Day, thank you so much for giving us the time after practice today.
Of course. How you guys doing?
Did you have a canoe?
Yeah, I got a little crazy there. We had to bring everybody in, the lightning. So we got through it, though.
Escalated quickly, my friend.
Yeah.
You ready for Texas after that?
No, not even close.
It's funny how quickly all this happens, right? You blink, and then here we are, and we're starting camp off. I was just talking, Eric and I were talking, like, this is so different than 03 or 15. We had so many 15. We had so many guys coming back, so many familiar faces. You got new coordinators, new quarterbacks, a lot of new faces. No Jack, no Travion, no JT. All those guys, and so in a sense, this is almost a brand new team. So I heard you talk about attacking versus defending national champions. To me, that's perfect, Coach, because this is a brand new operation coming out here.
Yeah, and the whole different season, starting with Texas and then building from there. When you look at the schedule and how that plays out, we had a team meeting last night and went through all that. Now it's not the time to focus on that, but last night it's good to take a step back to see. You start with that game, a couple non-conferences, bye week, and then we have that 4-game run there where we go to Washington. We're home, we're home against Minnesota, and then we go to Illinois and to Wisconsin.
Yep.
Then we're off. Then we have Penn State the rest of the way. So, and then once the season's over, then you have the playoffs. So, when you're in the NFL, you kind of look at it almost like quarters, and you kind of go, well, it's not the same, but it's similar that way because of the number of games we play. So it's good to take a look at where we are, but ultimately, it comes down to how we're going to get better every day in practice. And to your point, there's a lot of guys that haven't actually done it on the field yet. And I mentioned it this morning. I think about the movie Good Will Hunting when, Matt Damon's talking to Robin Williams and back and forth. And Matt Damon was this guy who just had all this intelligence. He was really, really smart, but he hadn't lived life yet. Robin Williams had. And it's it's a difference. There's that artificial intelligence and there's the real experience and intelligence. And so we got to get him out there and practice. And so it's a good start today, but a lot of work to do.
You mentioned that last year at this time when you joined us, we were talking about nobody had a clue what a 16 or 17 game season was going to look like. Now you do.
Yep.
What did you learn? Did you make any changes to preparation? What's different this time around now that you lived it?
Yeah, we sort of at this time last year thought long and hard about that, and a big part of it, we didn't get into it a lot publicly, but we went to the huddle. That was a big deal. Because it cut down on the number of plays per week, and then obviously cut down on the number of plays for the whole season. So that was something that we felt like was important. The next thing was building depth, and we went through it. I know some people talk about it, but when we lost Simmons in the Oregon game and had to move Donovan, okay, that was one step. But when we lost McLaughlin, that was a major blow. And so now you're talking about 3 people in 3 different positions, and it took us a week to figure that out down the stretch, and we didn't block very well, in my opinion, the Indiana game. Obviously, the team up north game, we didn't do a very good job at all, and then we kind of came together, made some adjustments, went to some other schemes that we felt fit that group, and then finally kind of got it back together again. I think that's going to kind of be the story. When you lose people, if you stay healthy, that's one thing, but when you lose people along the way, how are you willing or able to adjust as the season goes on with that number of games? And so those are all parts of the conversation.
You've been through a lot of these quarterback competitions. Obviously, you have a plan in place. You've been there, done that with these guys. I noticed today looked like you kind of split up the ones a little bit. So Jeremiah's with Lincoln, and then Julian's got Carnell, and split the running backs. What's your – I'm not going to hold you to it, but kind of what is your plan and timeline for all of this? Does the Texas game change that at all?
Yeah, I think it does, because you want to have a guy going into that first game. And we want someone to, pull away and win the job, and then kind of goes from there. But you remember a couple years ago, Kyle was ahead coming into camp. Devin pulled ahead for like 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, but for a little bit of time, and then Kyle kind of, ended up starting the first game against Indiana. And then that kind of continued through in practice all the way throughout the first really quarter of the season. Last year, I think the locker room knew Will Howard was our quarterback, and that was, and sometimes with the locker room, so, we're going to need everybody, but, hopefully in the first game we're playing one quarterback, and we know who our guy is. But like to your point today, we split the fields up. We're able to go to 120 players this year. That won't be the case moving forward. We're going to have to get closer to 105, which will be hard to do what we did today. But in a 15-minute period, we're able to get, almost 48 plays while we're huddling. So that's a lot of reps because these guys need reps.
Mentioned opening with Texas. It's just this thing that's just out there. It's such 30 days away now. Yeah. How important is it to you we talk so much about what the future of the sport's going to look like. Isn't a game like that what this thing's all about, right? In the end, to play games like that?
Yeah, and then you have to also think about what makes most sense, for you to win the national championship. And, I would argue that if, we're not going to get the automatic qualifiers moving forward in the Big Ten, it's going to discourage us from scheduling these games moving forward. I think it's great for college football. I think it's good for a young team to have to, show up week one and then figure out where we're at. But, strategically, you're not going to see these games scheduled if we don't see more automatic qualifiers.
Yeah, we got to get that part done. We got to get on the same page because of what makes it so special. Get you out of here on this one, and I think want to thank you because I noticed this 10 minutes before this thing kicks off, Carmen, Ohio hits. You got upwards of 1,000 people here watching. It's an NFL training camp, Brian. That's what this is.
Yep.
I mean, I was in Berea yesterday, and that's what it was. Mm-hmm. You did an NFL training camp. You guys have done such a masterful job of straddling what this place means to everybody and modernizing with the times that are a necessity.
Yep.
How have you done that?
Well, what we try to do is, do what's right by Ohio State, taking into consideration our tradition of excellence, knowing that, we've always been leaders across college football, but also knowing that, we're held to a higher standard here. Just call it for what it is. I tell the staff that, and I tell the players that for a lot of different reasons. And so we take all of those things into consideration. I think it always has been this way. Woody said you win with people. So now more than ever, making sure we have the right people in the right spots is critical in recruiting on the staff, and then cultivating that, communicating at a high level. But, as we've transitioned here this summer into the salary cap, soft or hard, we're still trying to work through that part of it. Like, we have to continually make these decisions that are going to have major impacts on our future. And so this is something that we constantly having conversations about to make sure we are always going to be leaders at Ohio State.
Tuck Ryan, so much new in college football, so much new with your team, new players, new leaders, new coordinators. Brian Hartline, Matt Patricia comes up from the NFL. How's it been working with those guys? I know it's early in camp, but just over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I really like our additions. On the offensive side, Tyler Bowen has been excellent. He's a really good communicator, very smart. He has coordinator experience. We all know Brian. Brian's, this is the next step in his progression. So the two of those guys working together is going to be important. Making that hire, having somebody who had coordinator experience in the run game, especially working with Brian, because his specialty is obviously in the pass game, but he's made a lot of strides in the run game. But having that was important when we hired that position. On defense, Matt Patricia has been excellent. Just ask the players, ask the recruits, ask the staff. He's got an unbelievable personality, and he's just kind of let that go here.
It's so cool to see his enthusiasm. Talk with his hands. That energy's infectious.
Yeah, and his intelligence is off the charts, and his experience speaks for itself. So it's again, when you talk to a guy like Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles or Kenyatta Jackson, ask them, and they'll tell you. You can't fool the players, so they're excited. Haven't played a game yet, but certainly, I think he's really stepped into a situation where he was the only new guy. The rest of the guys have already been here, and so I credit everybody on that staff for already having really good chemistry going into the preseason.
Coach, thank you, man.
You got
Good seeing you as always.
Absolutely.
Real pleasure.
See you guys.
Coach Ryan Day,
okay.
National champion Buckeyes, attacking champions as they attempt to defend what is theirs. Day one in the books. That was very cool. Lots to react to there. We'll get 20 most interesting with Nebraska coming up as well. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple of years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab. Just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey, Ohio! Don't wait! The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the Butter Cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
The first half of the day will see scattered showers and thunderstorms, some with heavy downpours, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and cooler with highs only getting into the upper 70s. The second half of the day, overnight, partly cloudy skies, blows down into the 60s. And then Friday, we are much cooler, highs only getting into the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on The Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan. The final season of Yellowstone might just be Bo's dad live on YouTube. What's the difference anyway? This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, practice number 1 in the books. Ryan Day was live with us here on set as day 1 is in the books at Ohio State football camp. Look, he's the boss around here. The only thing that I would say, when we had the conversation about the Texas game, is the automatic. I don't think, and I'm going to talk to Ross about this tomorrow when he joins us. I don't think that Ohio State ever has to worry.
No.
About that ever.
No.
And the other thing I would say is I think sometimes Ohio State is too generous with their partners in the Big Ten and worried about things that quite honestly don't affect them in any way.
No, it's exactly it. This is them trying to be the best conference partner.
Yeah.
And they don't ever have to do that. They don't ever have to worry about not making, especially an expanded college football playoff. But I do understand. I mean, you heard it from Ryan Day and someone when we were like, hey, Tony Petitti, let's slap his mug on a milk carton, like this guy's missing.
Yeah.
Someone had to carry the water for the conference. It was Ryan Day. It was to a little bit of a lesser extent Brett Bielema. You don't have to do that, Ryan.
No, James Franklin doesn't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Dan Lanning don't have to do it. Like it's not a problem. The Big Ten needs to understand what it is. Indiana got in. They weren't left out for South Carolina. They weren't left out for Alabama. Now, you can argue about the dialogue around Indiana getting in and why wasn't it applied to Tennessee, and we have. But at the same time, like, the Big Ten was taken care of. The Big Ten is never going to have a problem on that. No. And I just think they're, in a way, they're kind of worried. And it's all from Tony Petitti's directive. I don't think it'll apply. Now, as we do 20 most interesting, it could apply at some point, not this year probably, to this team. Hit it, Bake.
There are millions of college football teams around the world, but only a handful of them made our cut. Bishop and Friends present the 20 most interesting college football programs.
So it's Nebraska. It's funny, as a quick aside, Beamsy, he's really into this. Like, he loves lists and rankings. So he's like, Dad, who's number 2? And I said, no. This isn't the second most interesting program to us.
Very important.
It's just a list of 20 most interesting. Because he goes, well, who'd you do yesterday? And I go, Illinois. Sorry, Fish, you're not going to want to hear this. He goes, well, Illinois is not interesting. Who cares about Illinois? And I go, well, I'm not saying they're the third most interesting. They're one of the 20 most, and I hope we did a good job of proving why. Nebraska, to me, is interesting in this way. If Matt Rule, entering year 3, cannot do something of consequence during this Dylan Raiola run, which started last year as a true freshman, will be this year as a sophomore, if he doesn't do something with this group, I don't think it's ever happening there. I really don't.
I agree.
And I know you look at this team, you look at the roster, you look at the schedule, and you go, God, I don't know if they can get to 6-7 wins. They went 7-6 last year. They were 3-6 in the league. If they're not mobilized by this, you see the money they throw into the program in terms of the facilities and all of those things. But the reality is, if they don't take full advantage of this right now, this Raiola run, if not now, when for them? And they're not a playoff team. They're at best a 7 or 8 win team. But if you go back to, and it's been over a decade now, when they were brought in, the idea was they would anchor the western portion of this league, and they have not done it in any way.
No, it was Scott Frost, who had a ton of single possession losses with the Cornhuskers. Then you look back to the season that Matt Rule had, and his similar kind of issues cropped up that you would think a better positioned program would be able to overcome. It was very, very quiet in Ohio Stadium when Dylan Raiola was in town last season, but Nebraska just couldn't get over. They couldn't finish the job.
Yep.
And I feel that's what this Nebraska under Matt Rule is just going to be. There'll be some times when they'll be plucky and they'll get you, and maybe they'll make you nervous for a couple of quarters, but they won't actually put the game away. And this schedule for the Huskers this year screams to me another 3-6 year. That's what they were in the conference last year. I got Michigan on the schedule, USC. Both those games are at home, but they're at UCLA, which is a game I could see them losing because I don't love Dylan Raiola as a quarterback, and that's going to be the catalyst for them. You look at some of their offseason additions, while they're fine, they're cast-offs from lesser Power 4 programs.
Right. And the other
this isn't go out and get your big fish from the transfer portal.
No.
Hey, and do that.
No, and it's weird because they've got a massive alumni base. They have massive amounts of money, but it feels like they have a hard time getting organized. And the other thing about the Raiola piece, he's a legacy. They may never get another quarterback with that pedigree 5-star kid.
Probably not.
This is kind of it. If this doesn't happen, Bake, right now, and I know you feel this way, you look at the schedule, it's hard to see it juxtaposed to that roster. What did the Phil Steele deep dive prove for you?
So I don't think, after looking into all of that, I don't think they're another 3-6 year like Reese does, but I don't think it's much better. Maybe a 5-win year in conference, maybe a 4-win year in conference. I just always wonder about Nebraska, Bo. You always say a man has to know his limitations.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Bo Pelini was what Nebraska is now. 9-3, 8-4, maybe get a 10-2 in there every year.
So
Frank Solich.
Well, Frank never should have been fired, honestly. In retrospect, they were hoping for something. That's crazy when you think about it. Like he took him to a national title, Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, winning that way. I've wondered, would it make sense for them to go back to what they were? Would it make sense for them to run the option again there and maybe that's just part of your identity? I don't know. Probably not is the answer to that. But you mentioned Bo Pelini, Bake. I think I've told this. I know I've told this story before, but I don't know if you've heard it. The first time we went to Nebraska to cover Ohio State, Nebraska. Pelini played here. He was a captain here, and he played here. And so we got a one-on-one with him, and Dami knew him, and Moose knew him from forever. And the one thing Bo said that I never considered until he said it was, every kid I recruit, I got to get in a plane to recruit. I can't get in my car and recruit players that can beat Ohio State and beat Michigan and beat the teams in this league. I got to get on a plane. And when he was in the Big 12, he could drive to Texas. Yep. It's a long drive, but he could drive to Texas. And he could say 2 or 3 times a year, you're going to play at home. The Big Ten, and so for all of the money that the Big Ten has made, the idea that they never gave them a dancing partner in that part of the country when Oklahoma and Texas were out there and available, KU too, there's a bunch of them that they could have went for, that they never gave them somebody to play in a sandbox with and someone for them to recruit to it's utter failure. And everybody missed on it. Maybe Nebraska missed too. Nebraska might have been better off as an SEC team. They might have been better off in a different way, but they were thinking about paychecks and they weren't thinking about logistics. And logistically, it's just a very tough sell. That's why, to me, it's this year and next. You better start cashing some checks with Raiola because you probably will never recruit a player like that again, and that's just kind of the reality of it. We'll hit the categories on the Huskers in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
The sun is out and the savings are on. Now at Coghlan Chevrolet. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax for $159 a month. A new 2026 Chevy Equinox, only $259 a month. Or a new 2025 Silverado, lease for $359 a month. See our full inventory at CoghlanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coghlan has the car for you. 36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 8/4/25.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Distilled sports discussion served in light beer quantities. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And one update from Ohio State camp. Defensive tackle Edric Houston suffered in a lower leg injury is what it's being called. Ryan Day saying no update on his status yet. I didn't see it.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't see the extent of it or anything. I'm just seeing some of the comments. And I saw some of the tweets from people that, that he got hurt and went out. So no update on this point. At this point, rather, on Edric Houston, who they're counting on certainly at defensive tackle to be a big time contributor. Yeah. On that side of things. Other than that, unscathed coming out of day one of camp here at Ohio State. All right, time to hit the categories on the Huskers.
Yeah,
that tracks. That works.
Hail varsity.
I so want them to be good.
Just like Penn State, I want more for you than it feels like you want for you.
I think they... I only disagree I would have with you. I think they want it. I just don't think they can do it.
Yeah.
I think their fans want it as much as anything. I think they desperately want to be back. But it's been so long, it's probably at this point out of the question. NIL portal grade on the Huskers bake. What do you got?
I'm just going to give them a C on this one because their portal ranking is pretty high. It's just outside of the top 10. They got a pretty good quality of player, but they lost a lot from the roster last year. Over 30 guys transferred out. I think they only brought in 16 or 18. Like I said, they did bring in a high quality of guy, though their player ranking is pretty high for where they are. So some of those guys are going to start and contribute for them. I just think they lost too much.
Yeah, it's a C for me, too. Remember the name Desan McCullough? He was an Ohio State commit, 4-star linebacker. Then he went to Indiana, I think, with his family. And then I think he went to Oklahoma after that. Well, he is at his third stop in 3 seasons. They had needs from what they lost from their roster last year. You talk about the portal persons who left. They filled those needs. But as I said before, I think that mostly just cast-offs from other power programs, and that's just not going to do it.
Yeah, I think it's a D. And the reason I go D is, to me, they should have enough greenbacks to make up for their location.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is. It feels like they're throwing all their money into their facilities, which they're constantly throwing money into, and they ought to spend a little bit more time on the roster because it should be better. They're in a window with Raiola that they have to take advantage of, or it's just lost. Would Buddy Garrity want to run their collective bake?
I think so. I'm giving this a B because, it's kind of close to home, and you mentioned they've got some money. They got a guy like Raiola to leave his commitment from Georgia and Ohio State and come there. So I think the resources are there. I think the biggest issue is they think that they're bigger than they are still, and you'd have to get over that. But I think they can do some damage in the collective there. I think he would want to go there.
Yeah, I think he'd do really well. I mean, I gave this a B. I think he'd do really well pulling up in a Cadillac and sweet-talking boosters from the good old days. Like this, Lincoln, Nebraska fits Buddy Garrity. I don't know if we want to live there, but he could definitely cruise around and shake a lot of hands with that program.
What are those big trucks that they like, the Ford Raptor truck and those type of things? That I could see him in one of those, hauling around. I think it's like a B+, A-. I think outside of the schools in Texas, this is one that would certainly check boxes for Buddy Garrity, and he could use his West Texas ties to potentially get some recruits as well. Campus social life grade in Lincoln Bake.
This has to be an F. Is there anything lower than an F?
It's not. No, there isn't.
Then F.
I think it's a tough sell. I think it's tough.
Oh, yeah, it's an F. The idea that they can, though, sell out a football stadium for volleyball, I think they do have some aspects that would make it appealing sports-wise. But if you're going to be a student living in Lincoln, you're probably throwing back a lot of beer because, well, what else am I going to do on a Saturday afternoon?
Look, dude, you're flying into Omaha, and then you're driving down. I mean, it's just a tough place to get to. It's pretty damn remote in that sense, and I think that's a big part of the struggle of it is they were selling something so different when Tom Osborne was there than what they're selling now. I think it's probably a D. I think it's really tough. I'm sure once you get there, it's great. Everybody's ever went to Nebraska at the time of their life, but at the same time, I think it's tough. I really do. Do they wear the right uniform grade bake?
So I feel like I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here on how I've been with a lot of these, and I usually like simple and tradition and all of that. And when you do see this, like I think of college football in my youth, I've just never liked the Nebraska uniforms. I don't know why, so I'm going to give this a C. It's just,
Yeah, I think a B is what I gave it. They're fine. The black shirts, I think, were historic. They've obviously lost a lot of luster because there's not that fear in what they wanted to instill when they went to the black shirts. It might have been Scott Frost who said we have to earn wearing the black shirts.
Yeah.
And it might have been something before him where they just kind of threw them out for gimmick games. So they do need to figure out what to do with that, because if you can create some of that nostalgia again with those black shirts on that Nebraska defense, you can make something really, really special in Lincoln, something they haven't had in 30 years.
I think it's an A. I think they do wear the right ones. I remember the first time they came here and Dr. Tom was here, and you saw that it's just the most basic N on a white helmet, but it's just something about the way that uniform looked juxtaposed to ours. It was that way last year, too. It's still, maybe just because of my age, like, and how great they were when I was a kid, it still kind of hits for me, and I'm glad that they've kind of left him alone. As an aside, it is still stunning that it didn't work for him there. Yep. Like, it's just crazy coming off of what he did at UCF, going home.
You
all
could
of it.
win in Orlando.
It's stupefying.
It's crazy.
Why couldn't you have done it there?
It's one of the biggest. I don't understand why it didn't work in college football the last 25 years. Which player off their team would we want in scarlet and gray? I think I can speak for everybody.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, listen.
I think Ohio State should be good, too.
I talked about some of their transfers. Big Rocco Spindler from Notre Dame on the inside of that offensive line. I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, that's kind of where it is. The crazy thing is, like, and I saw Ryan with Raiola at Media Day talking. It's like, what if that is?
Yeah.
Had he sat 1 year here and then, Julian probably wouldn't be here.
No.
And I don't think Lincoln would either, because that would have been in that. Was he in that class, or was he a year younger than Lincoln? But yeah, I mean that's a pretty interesting thing. But he would be the guy here. All-time big man on campus at Nebraska. They got a lot of cool guys.
They do have a lot, and the first name that popped to mind in this, because you usually think of players, is Tommy Frazier, but I think it's Tom Osborne. I think you got to go with Tom Osborne and what he had that program doing and humming. I think it's him. I think it's the coach here.
Yeah, you have the two right, Baker. I'm going to go with Frank Solich. He played there. He coached there. They have the locker room named after him. He's also the winningest coach in Mid-American Conference history. He took a lot of guys from that area of the country and made them work in Athens. That's an incredible job. Oh, Frank.
You mentioned him as he coached there, he played there, and I can't help but laugh because Scott Frost had a legacy who wanted to play at Nebraska, and he said, I'm not sure he's better than the guy we got, and that player was Joe Burrow. Yeah. You want to do a sliding doors for everybody involved? If Burrow goes to Nebraska, if Frost would have wanted him, Scott Frost didn't want Joe Burrow.
Wasn't it a Martinez? They're like
Adrian Martinez. Adrian Martinez. I think our guy might be better.
Okay.
That did not age well. Nope. For me, it's Tommy Frazier. Tommy Frazier, Bill Bender asked, he did a greatest players in college football history thing. I had Tommy Frazier. He asked a bunch of us to do it. I've been around the sport a long time for the Sporting News. I had Tommy Frazier. I might have had him number 1 overall. He is on a very short list of kind of the perfect college football player. And to this day, 95 Nebraska is the most dominant college football team ever. Go look at the scores. Go look at them. The average score that year is like 48-6. They just bombed people in 95. Just absolutely bombed people. So I think it's Tommy Frazier. Can they win it all? Playoff, conference champ, respectable, or chump? Where are we at, Bake? It feels like respectable's the ceiling.
That's where I'm at. There's no way I see Nebraska in the Big Ten championship game this year. So, yeah, I think it's just respectable. I think you're looking at probably an 8-5 type season for Nebraska this year.
Yeah, I think this team's going to struggle. Week 1, they play Cincinnati at Arrowhead. I think they struggle through that game. This screams chump.
I hope they're respectable. And I would define respectable for them one more win than they had last year.
Make a bowl game.
Get to 8.
Yeah.
Get to 8, and maybe you have a little bit of momentum. That's just how far they've fallen.
Nebraska.
It's just it. It's where it is. And so to spoil, the most interesting program will be tomorrow. So, Beamsy, if you're listening, we will have the number one will be the last one, and that'll be your Buckeyes. We'll do the Buckeyes tomorrow on 20 most interesting programs. Get you 3 things on a Thursday coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Ready. This Ohio State football training camp report is brought to you locally on The Fan by Weber Grills.
Ohio State football training camp report.
And this report is brought to you statewide by Safe Light Auto Glass and Bob's Discount Furniture. As practice begins this week for the Ohio State training camp, Coach Ryan Day talks about the influence of new offensive coordinator Brian Hardline.
We've tried to keep the offense the same over these 9 years. We've all worked together for a while. Brian and I have worked together since the jump on this. And Chip brought in his own ideas, but we tried to keep the offense. And that was one of the things that he and I sat down and talked about on the front end, that this is going to be the Ohio State offense. There's certain things that you like to do that we're going to embrace. He made a few changes in the numbering system and some things like that, how he identified things that we've carried that over into this year. But that I knew that, Chip may not be here for very long, and that was part of the understanding when he came in. But that when he left, he can't just all of a sudden, have a whole new offense. And so that's important. Whether it's the offense or the defense, we want to have continuity year after year, even though a coordinator may leave, to create stability long term.
We'll have more after this.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, flexible financing to fit your budget, and fast, friendly delivery. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com. Oh, my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safe Light Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safe Light Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Now we hear Ryan Day talk about the influence of new defensive coordinator Matt Patricia.
We wanted to keep continuity there, and that's was one of the reasons it took us a long time and very thorough process in hiring Matt. When you look at Tim and Larry and James and Matt Guerreri, these guys had a huge part of what we did last year on defense. And so we want to keep that continuity. We want to run the Ohio State defense. And Matt was willing to embrace that. Now, Matt has his own background and things that he likes. And I think one of the things he does a great job of is putting guys in situations to be successful. So he'll have his little different, changes. But we want to keep really the structure of what we've done in the past and keep that going.
This is Paul Keels on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
We've had an incredible year, Buckeyes fans. It's time to celebrate the offseason with warmer weather, long nights, and incredible grilled food. Weber Grills has everything you need to have a winning summer. From our newest line of Spirit gas grills to our award-winning Searwood wood pellet and slate griddle grill, Weber Grills is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn more at Weber.com.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell air conditioners instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Our top men are working on everything except this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, Reese, what do we have on the poll today?
Oh, the Daily Fan Poll. It's a Top Man fan poll. It asks, will you be attending any of Ohio State football's practices open to the public over the next few days? 95% say no. I mean, we will. So we're part of the 5.
Yeah,
5%ers.
I hope. I mean, I said this last year when we did it. Immediately last year when I was done, I'm like, I so regret not bringing the boys. And so they'll be here tomorrow. I just think, like, from an access standpoint, and it's a new thing, I think, too, as part of it, right? I mean, like in the NFL, you're used to this. People go to training camp. But I just think as an access, really cool thing to do, this thing's pretty undefeated that they do here. And I think there's still some tickets available, I think.
So is there a chance tomorrow where we're just live in a segment and your kids are just running, sprinting down that field, and you might have to leave to go chase them?
No, I don't chase them anywhere. But if you're asking,
you're bringing a sitter or someone to wrangle them?
At this point, like, I got 3. If I lose one, it's fine.
Okay.
The bloodline goes on.
Yeah.
But, like, wherever these lights are and cameras, Bootsy will find them. That's where he's at. That's how that's going to go. All right, 3 things. Hit it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Number 1 for me, so obviously when you have this type of access and you're able to watch these guys for the first time, it's exciting to see. And obviously your eyes immediately go to the quarterbacks. Whatever ends up happening with this competition, this is the thing that just jumped out to me. How many programs in the country could have Sayin, Keenholz, St. Clair? You are so damn lucky and blessed. Like, whichever one they pick, this is going to be great. You're going to be great for a long time. It's going nowhere. It was just one of those things of like, God, so blessed to if you're out there and you love this program, you're so blessed because you're in such good hands going forward. They just popped. Just the natural ability of all 3 just really explodes off the field.
First thing for me, I'll answer your question. 2 programs could fit that amount of talent in their quarterback room, could acquire that amount of talent in a quarterback room and not have massive portal exodus. I will say this. Thank you, Shane Bieber, as a Guardians fan, for everything. I was mentally prepared to lose Bieber. He goes to the Blue Jays in exchange for relief pitcher. I'm still not mentally prepared to lose Stephen Kwan. So between now and 6 o'clock, we'll see if that happens. But if I show up tomorrow still crying, you know why.
Are those baseball players?
They are.
Okay.
They are. One throws, the other's an outfielder.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
First thing out of me, a bad job out of me, by the way, when we were doing higher or lower and talking about our favorite football movies. And, Bo, we just mentioned this one either earlier this week or last week. How could I forget Necessary Roughness?
Oh, my God.
With Kathy Ireland. I mean, come on.
Ireland,
like, that is a terrible job out of me. That's number 3 on my list. So
Scott
I guess
Bakula?
that bumps Little Giants off of my list, unfortunately. But good gosh, Necessary Roughness, one of the best of all times.
Is that an Ed Gennaro? Was that the name of the coach in that?
Ed Gennaro.
Did I just drop that?
For sure.
All right, I'll make this number 2. Brother Bone might be out of his mind. 3 good football movies? We named like 12.
Yeah, there's more than way more
there's
than 3.
there's a bunch that we missed.
3.
Yeah. Brother Bone's got to expand his football movie experience. There's a lot of great ones out there.
We didn't even talk about Air Bud Golden Receiver. Speaking of nostalgia trips, so the girlfriend and I were very interested just scrolling around television yesterday because she had no interest in watching the Guardians and the Rockies, which is a bad job out of her, understandably. So
I'd marry her.
As we're on Netflix, we saw Happy Gilmore 2's out. Not sure if you've heard about that sequel, but we're going to watch on Saturday. The plan is Happy Gilmore and then move into Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, okay.
Because I've heard a lot of stuff from people who are expecting like some great cinematic masterpiece with Happy Gilmore 2, disappointed in that. I don't think it's going to be the case because the first one was great. And I think this one's just going to be a lot of winking and nodding to what it's paying homage to.
Everybody I've heard talk about it's loved it. That it's just fun. That's all you want.
So I actually watched it last night. I've got a little something on that for 3 things tomorrow. But my second thing today...
Wait, just real quick. Where's your thumb on it? Up or down?
It's kind of just middle.
Oh.
It's kind of sideways.
Middling bake.
Just kind of sideways.
Okay.
Second thing for me, I don't want to be too greedy as a Reds fan, and I know we've made a couple moves here yesterday, and keep Brian Hayes, it is what it is. Zach Littell, I like it as, another starting
also, these
pitcher.
Are baseball players.
He has been good.
I know. You guys are way past the quota of baseball. It's just way too much.
Well, the trade deadline's today, and Reds, go get me another bullpen arm and get me a thumper bat, please. Thank you.
All right. I mean, that's well, like tomorrow, none, okay? I'll give you 30 seconds tomorrow if Quan gets dealt or the Reds acquire Shohei Ohtani, something like that. I'll give you 30 seconds.
That'd be pretty breaking.
That'd be pretty big.
I mean, hey, he left the game last night. He might be cheap.
Finally, number 3, and I hope this has changed, but a couple of weeks ago we were trying to get current Buckeye football players for the boys' jerseys, for the 2 littles, and they don't sell them. It's a gold mine. There's still time. Order a bunch of blank scarlet jerseys and print 4s and 2s, and you will make millions. We're going to push it up to...
I was about to say, you might be able to make that pitch.
We're going to talk to Ross
program
about it. Yeah.
Tonight's the Hall of Fame game in Canton. You can hear it on the Fan at 8 o'clock. Brent Musburger is going to be calling that game for NBC.
Come on.
Pretty cool one-off.
He is?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
They might have just called him and be like, hey, do you want to do this? And he said, absolutely.
That's awesome. That's great.
It's a voice from my youth right there. Yeah. Final thing for me, Rothman and Ice coming up next. Don't go anywhere. They will have Pat Murphy of Bucknuts on to recap day 1 of Ohio State practice.
And we will be back out here tomorrow for day 2. Thanks for listening, Brady Bishop and friends, right here on The Fan.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
The roof of your home protects what matters most in your life. Your family, your memories, your peace of mind. So when it comes time to replace the roof over your head, you need a name you can trust. Newman Roofing. Don't just take our word for it. Here's our friend Cindy on why she chose Newman Roofing over all the rest.
We had interviewed and talked with several other roofing companies around the city. The salesperson that came to speak with us was extremely knowledgeable, answered questions, took his time with us. We were happy to make Newman our choice.
And you'll have peace of mind knowing that on the day of the installation, we'll give you and your home the respect it deserves.
The guys arrived right on time. The crew leader came and talked with us, let us know what they were going to be doing. He was here all day with the crew. That itself was very impressive.
If you're thinking about your roofing or siding, give Newman Roofing a call today.
We were very happy with our experience, and we would highly recommend Newman to anybody we talk to.
Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road